Hey.
Hey,
What's
Mike.
up, everyone?
Hello.
We're back.
How are those headphones?
Brand fucking new.
Wait, how do they sound actually?
They're noise canceling, so they're a little weird, but they sound like trash.
Quiet
Can you
trash.
bring him up?
weird.
Can you bring him up a little bit?
Bring me up.
You're still low. We're going. We're
turn
moving.
it up in the headphone.
Oh, you. Oh, now,
Turn
now you
up
want
the headphone.
Now you want
No,
the
no,
headphones
no, no,
out.
no, no.
I was about
I
to say
remember
we worked so hard to get that perfect.
Not a single person thought that skit was funny when that skit came out, besides for me. And now, like
It's
almost
Dave
15 years later, turn it up in the headphones. Like, I woke up one morning in Kevin's basement to Joe playing that video and cracking up. As so goddamn funny. Are you in? Are you in?
there we go.
I split
he's
you down the
cozy.
middle.
Is it in?
Well, he was like just at the edge of one shot.
Well, Nick, now your mic is blocking Burke.
It's all right. I'll do some like creative. I'll bob.
I think you should just get.
bob and
I think you
weave.
should just get in the middle and
Right
just,
here?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we
And then
go.
like I think Nick's camera has you if
There-
you're right in
nope.
the middle.
Nope, not at all. No, you got to
Hilarious.
move a
You were
little
better off
towards
over
Nick.
here.
I'll just go this way and then this way.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Live blocking.
You'll figure it out.
Dan,
Live
just, like,
on
start
show.
throwing your hands at which camera's which.
So welcome to episode 64 of Press Any Key.
Closer.
And if you like what you see, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and obviously leave us some comments. Some really shitty, salty comments is what we're looking for.
That'll
The
get under my
saltiest.
skin.
No, shut the fuck up.
Something that keeps me up at night.
Like
Yeah.
the video of Ryan.
Dude,
Dude, that's
years,
actually
years.
that's gonna be one of those things where it's like I don't remember where I saw these images, but I have them in my brain.
Like where I was when
Yeah.
9/11 happened.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh, God.
Where was I when I was most traumatized?
I was in Miss Child's 4th grade class.
Oh, that's right.
God.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not
I was
having
in
this
third
conversation. So we got some fun stuff to talk about tonight that's not 9/11 related.
Starting with.
Yeah. So there was a Bioshock movie announced
And that's huge.
at Netflix.
It's been in like production hell for years.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, because originally it was Guillermo del Toro was going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Which would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like, why do I feel like he's the problem?
Guillermo
You know what I
del
mean?
Toro.
How
No,
many
that's
how
a
many
good point.
projects
It's
is he
the same
attached
thing
to?
that happened to The Hobbit.
Like, yeah, exactly. And same thing that happened to Halo. Like, how many projects is he attached to that he's just like,
Or-
He's
fuck
kind
it.
of just like a puppy dog where he just like gets really excited about everything and then he just signs his name on and then he's overbooked himself.
Well,
Is
what I
that
wanna
it? Is
know-
it like overbooking or?
What I think it might also be is he's a creative guy, and I'm sure he wants creative control, and I'm sure no studio wants to just hand over the keys to the castle. And he's like, all right, well, if you don't want to give me full creative control, bye.
Maybe. I mean,
That's my take on it.
that might. I mean, like 'cause
That
he
might
has
be-
He has a very distinct.
He's got vision.
that might have been in
I
a
want
pre-
a lady to fuck a fish.
that might have been a pre Shape of Water world, but now that movie won Best Picture, right?
Did it win Best Picture?
It-
Actually, it might have.
I'm pretty sure it
It
did.
did. It did win Best
Well, what
Picture.
year
I'm
was
pretty
that?
sure.
2019.
And then, so he was attached to Bioshock.
I don't think it
well
was that
before
recent.
that.
Yeah, it was.
2017.
2017.
2017. I remember watching that
Was it
movie.
really?
Yeah.
Where has the
Have you
time
seen that?
gone?
Have you
Yeah,
seen
I
that movie?
have.
What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it. It was slow, and there wasn't but I mean, it was a beautiful love story.
It was good. I don't get the part how he grows or gills at the end. Anyway,
Spoilers.
So here's what we
He,
know so
used
far.
the gilly juice.
The
whatever.
Gilly
Polyjuice.
So,
It's not
by the way,
polyjuice, it was
I don't know
gillyweed, gillyweed.
what time
Oh,
we,
right.
we started at. Like we started at.
We'll go as long
Yeah,
as we
okay.
need to.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Okay, so here's what we know. Take-Two and Netflix have been working on this deal for over a year now, and that no writer or director is currently attached.
Great.
That's awesome. Great start.
So here's actually what I want to see from this. Just some things that I was thinking about. Maybe a TV show instead.
Yeah.
Show me how.
100%.
That'd be great.
Show me how Andrew Ryan built Rapture. That's something I'm interested in.
Oh my god. I didn't know I wanted that.
Yeah,
until now.
exactly.
Holy
Better
shit,
idea.
That would be so
But
cool.
you see what happens when I give myself time to take notes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So maybe something along those lines, or maybe something with a little bit more to do with. Oh God, what was the antagonist's name in the first one?
I didn't play the first one.
Fuck.
Oh, what was his name?
But either way, show me how Fontaine ran the city. Tell me about Patrick and Moira more. I get that they're like not real, but I want to know like who he's basing that person off. What's Would You Kindly's name?
I'm looking it up right now. I can't
Not
remember what
Andrew
their
Ryan?
names
Andrew
are.
Ryan? No.
Mr. No.
Well, Fontaine is the
Yeah,
Would You
Frank-
Kindly.
Frank Fontaine
Fontaine
is
is the Would You Kindly guy, but who is he pretending to be the entire game?
The Wizard of Oz.
It might be the Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
We'll
what were their
figure it
names?
out.
I want to see the Big Daddies
Atlas.
get unmasked.
Atlas.
Thank you,
It was
yeah.
Atlas.
Big Daddy's
Oh, and
Unmasked.
Jack. And Jack is his name.
Right.
So I would like to know more about Jack, how he, and then eventually, you do, 2 or 3 seasons of that, and then, you tell one complete story, and then you do fucking
And you
House
catch
on
up
Haunting Hill, and we go to Columbia, and we go figure that
That'd be
out for
nice.
3 seasons.
Well, I think it'd be interesting if rather than
I love how you're giving the seasons before they even have a season 1.
Before it's even
like
a
automatically,
TV
it's
show.
just,
But
hey, we're
isn't-
just gonna do 3 seasons of this, and everyone's gonna love it.
But
That's
Last
just
of
drain
Us-
$100 million.
dude, you could tell that story, the rise and fall of Rapture, in 3 reasons, beginning, middle, and end.
Oh no, I definitely believe that you can tell the story. It's just, will a studio automatically greenlight 3 seasons right off
Not
the bat of it?
Not Netflix.
Not Netflix.
Netflix cancels shit season 3. Like,
Season
that
three.
is
There you
it.
go.
They cancel shit
But,
season. Yeah.
I mean, so let's talk about Last of Us is retelling the game, right?
Kind
the
of,
HBO.
but they're changing.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, like,
dates
they're
and
doing that
times and
story.
settings and stuff like that. Yeah.
Why do we need that?
Why do we need them?
I mean, like, I really hope Bioshock doesn't do that. I hope we get a different story than the game.
Oh, you're
Rather than
asking-
just
rather than, like, a
retelling the game
Okay,
story
restructuring.
over again.
I kind of disagree with you, and I'll get into.
Well, what your version is,
no.
is
I see what you're
exactly
saying.
what I'm saying.
Yes, I see what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that I don't want to spoil the adaptation conversation until later, like video games into
I was
movies.
gonna say you're
Well, yeah,
breadcrumbing this.
because we are talking about Uncharted
actually,
later.
Yeah, this is a very thematically,
I'm thinking there might be a bigger conversation around this for next week's episode about video game movies in general. Either way, though,
what's next week?
You know,
nothing. Next week we have nothing, and then the week after that's Batman. So
the Batman.
Okay.
okay. Anyway, we don't have to plan the production meeting now. Anyway,
Let's not peek behind the curtain too much.
okay.
Speaking of Wizard of Oz,
Would it be cool?
Would rather see a good adaptation of the original story that's more accessible to people to get familiar with the Bioshock IP than I would be interested in them in borrowing the name of Bioshock in the setting only.
I do think it could run into the problem of like World War Z, where it like literally has nothing to do with the book. But I think what would be interesting is imagine doing it almost as like a melodrama, and you just show the lives of people in Rapture before shit goes bad, and then lead, rather than like here's all the stuff that you're already familiar with, lead up to it and like make us care about the people that are there.
So what I was saying before about a beginning, middle, and end.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, like, I get. I would just like the original story with some more meat on the bones. Like that's what I mean, it ain't gonna happen in a 2-hour movie. This
Yeah.
is not
No.
gonna be good.
I think
Is it
that's
definitely
more
a
of it.
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
hope
movie.
they pivot to TV show and they realize the potential that they're going to squander.
here's
I think
like
8
the-
episodes would be perfect.
Here's the thing: it's like whatever
8
whatever they
episodes.
want to do. I think it's
3
gonna be-
seasons, 8
8
episodes.
episodes. For
What is
one
with-
season.
What is with 8 episodes? Why are we
just-
going this way?
Because
Because
you
it
don't,
just
those
feels
you
right.
don't
European
need, you
people.
don't need 13 episodes.
You don't need
I
that.
want to go
too
back to
long.
when TV shows were 24 episodes.
I don't want that.
I don't
I
want
need
that
it.
either.
It's stressful.
Well, unless they do like a fucking Walking
Dude,
Dead
that
thing where
fucking-
every other episode
Okay.
is filler.
That fucking show Ridiculousness that Rob
That
Dyrdek.
ruined MTV.
Yeah, that ruined MTV, and with and that other show. There's like
They
other,
got 60 episodes a
there's
season.
there's other shows like Law and Order or like Bones is one that comes to mind. These shows that have like 42 or like 22-minute episodes, right? They will shoot like 3 of those in a 12-hour day if they have to, using the same sets, different costumes, different lighting. You know what I mean? So that's why those shows have so many episodes, because it's just for airtime. Whereas streaming, you can do 8 episodes and use up every minute much more effectively.
Also, those
They
are
used to-
mainly people only. There's not a lot of CGI.
Yes,
there's not a lot of effect.
There used to be, the standard on Netflix used to be an hour episode, 13 episode seasons, and it was fucking tough to get
rough.
through those shows.
It was rough, because that's
like
heavy.
First seasons of
60
House
minutes,
of Cards, first
heavy.
seasons of Daredevil are 13 episodes,
Well,
an hour long.
so
It sucks
I
ass
think-
every minute of the way.
I think it's clear for things that are like adaptations of, like, let's say Lord of the Rings. It's like you need a lot more time to breathe rather than squashing everything in. So I'd be like, that would be perfect. Imagine having a 14 episode season that each episode is an hour long, rather than 8 episodes that are 30 minutes. Try and squeeze all that shit in there.
Specifically with Lord of the Rings, I heard a rumor that those episodes are going to be at least an hour and a half long.
I'm here for it.
And that there's only 8 of them.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but like with Lord of the Rings, you almost anticipate that. Like you're almost expecting, because all the movies, everything with it, the lore is so damn deep. I'm not saying it's going to be good to get through. It's going to be a goddamn marathon to run through it. But
Like, I love Return of the King, but Return of the King is still tough to get through. It's really hard. But I think when you
I'm
go
going
into
to see my most anticipated movie of the year 3 times on opening weekend,
And it's
I
3
just
hours.
3
realized
hours
it's
long.
3 hours each
it's
time.
3 hours every single time.
It's a whole afternoon.
Yep.
It's a whole afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I want the 4-hour version. Put it
I would
out
take
now,
4 hours.
cowards.
Yeah,
me the
apparently,
Snyder cut.
apparently an R-rated and a 4-hour version was never considered. They just screened it because they had it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Wait, it was never considered, but they did it?
Never considered for like full
Never
release, right?
considered for theatrical.
What about
release.
like bonus content, like on a
Probably on a
Blu-ray?
DVD, maybe, yeah. And years later they might put something out. But I do know for a fact that PG-13 was always the vision.
Yeah.
They never envisioned a more violent film.
What about like a Zack Snyder retelling?
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, all right. So yeah, Bioshock movie. Danny, you got any thoughts over there?
I mean, really, I just can't wait to see him just start like injecting shit like into his arm on camera.
truth.
I want to see what that's gonna look like.
Motherfucker better have an ascot too, right?
Yes,
That's right.
100%.
That's right.
100%.
What about you?
You're
Absolutely.
This bitch better have an ascot.
Yeah.
I want chronically accurate.
Ascot? No ascot.
Give us a message in the comments. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, yeah. Tell us what do you think in the
Yeah.
comments you want to look for Bioshock, or tweet at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's at ML_Bird.
Any actors you would want to see in it?
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. Oh,
Which Patrick do you want?
in
Danny?
some
He's only got one left.
Patrick Star, 100%. In some other video game adaptation news, we did find out that
I saw this yesterday.
that Goggins, what's his name?
Wally Goggins.
Wally Goggins is going to be the lead in Fallout 4. Or sorry, the Fallout TV series, which I think fits perfectly.
It does. He's perfect for that role.
Mm-hmm. I think with like the weird
role
mix of odd comedy.
nameless,
He's like-
faceless
he's like-
player character.
like
He's
a weird-
perfect for
He's
it.
like a weird skeletal kind of like lanky
His
dude, like-
hairline is kind of strange.
Have you guys
it's
ever
just
seen
crazy
him?
ass
fits
teeth.
Have you
in a
guys ever seen
weird
him?
way.
Have you guys ever seen him in VP or Vice Presidents or whatever it is?
No.
Oh, I've only watched one episode of that.
He is amazing in that show. He's
I mean-
incredible in that show.
In
he's a great actor.
Oh, he's amazing in Sons of Anarchy too. He
and Justified. He's
yes.
fantastic in that.
Yeah, he's good. Fucking.
He's just
all
a
right.
really good actor.
All right, yeah, Wally Goggins is
Yeah.
awesome. The other video game news, which goes back to our other episode, that we found out that they are in fact showing Master Chief's face.
Oh, that's right.
Twice, motherfucker.
Wait, why'd it come out
only
as
gets
twice?
Worse. It
We only need
gets
it once.
Worse.
No.
Kind of like in Mandalorian when they revealed his face just at the end, and it was just the one time. Oh, at least in season 1.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
there's
need
no
to give it to us
precedent
twice.
set with Mandalorian.
There isn't. No, there isn't.
Like
And there's
this is
also like they've never modeled Master Chief's face in any of the video games. Like they've like no clipped. They've done things when he takes his helmet off in the camera and like flipped it around. It's not there. His helmet is under his helmet.
I hope it's Giga Chad. Like, you know what I mean?
In my head, and this is somebody who doesn't play Halo, I picture what Magic Mike. What the fuck is his name?
Channing Tatum.
I picture Channing Tatum as Master Chief.
Dude, he's
The
never,
law says you cannot touch.
Not Matthew McConaughey.
But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers out there.
Speaking of breaking the law,
I love that line.
Doctor Strange.
I do too.
It's breaking some motherfucking laws of physics.
Yeah, I like that. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Laws of reality.
Yeah. And first off, what we have to mention is the reality that Spider-Man is now the third highest domestic film ever. It beat Avatar.
Thank God.
James Cameron can re-release that movie all he wants, but you're gonna be number 4
Dude,
for the
he was
rest
such
of your
an
days.
he was such an asshole about it. Remember when the Avengers beat Titanic and he put out this shitty Photoshop of like the water and Titanic sinking, and it said like it took a whole team of superheroes to finally sink my Titanic. Congratulations, Marvel Studios.
They do that every time.
Yeah, but did you see for years that Marvel and Star Wars were just giving each other lightsabers and shit?
Just jerking each other
yeah,
off.
exactly. So, like, it was funny how finally it's like, yeah, one man, not an IP, one man with a dream was finally taken off top by a bunch of fucking intellectual property.
By Mickey Mouse.
They just show fucking Robert Downey Jr. snap and
Yeah.
James Cameron disintegrate.
So it has 760.988 million domestically, compared to the 760.5 million made by Avatar, with a Valentine's Day push of 1.6.
Valentine's Day
1.5.
push?
Yeah, people went and saw it this weekend or last weekend.
Oh,
Spider-Man had the
Spider-Man.
Valentine's
Oh,
Day
I was
push.
like Avatar.
Yeah.
It's a sexy
He
movie to go watch.
re-released it for
They're gonna go fuck
Valentine's
with their
Day.
tails.
Ooh.
I still want to see that sequence, but now that Disney
just
owns
wait,
it,
just
I'll
wait.
never
We have
it.
5 more Avatar movies
You
on
know
the
there's
way.
going to be on-camera sex scenes in Avatar movies. How do you get that much content spread across all those movies without doing
It's like fucking everything we were just talking about. It's just padding for time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a beginning, a middle, and an end. This part right here.
A
This is
beginning,
how do
a
we
middle, a middle, a middle, a middle, and an end.
a top, a bottom?
how do we kill time? That's where this is right here. How do we kill time?
James Cameron's like, we have a fucking Disney park going up. We need 5 more movies.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, listen. My immediate reaction was take that Avatar, but whatever. They're all
Who cares?
they're all owned. So listen, this is the power of an intellectual property during a pandemic. Okay, Spider-Man still brought out families upon families to go see this movie. Also, 100%, this actively contributed to the Omicron surge in America. Okay,
Oh, 100%.
Well,
30
Absolutely.
million people went to movie theaters from Friday, December 17th to December 19th in 2021. The next weekend, Omicron spiked.
I mean, it was also
Happen.
Christmas.
weekend,
It was
my
also
grandma died.
Christmas. Yeah.
For Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I
The
mean, it
next week the numbers went up.
It was
okay,
this
that's not a fucking
compounded.
coincidence.
It was
But
this compounded with
correlation,
Christmas
cause-
and
Yes.
holidays
I'm
and
not
all that.
saying it's the only contributor.
Spider-Man killed my
But what
grandma.
I'm saying is that people were willing to get a fucking airborne pathogen to see Spider-Man.
But so I just want to go back. You said it's like this is the power of an IP. Yes, but also bringing back the former Spider-Men.
Intellectual property,
Well,
whether it's 20 years old or not.
but you're saying it as if it's like the MCU.
Dude,
We're cashing in on some Sam
Far
Raimi.
From Home made $1.2 billion. The Spider-Man Tom Holland movies make fucking money. If there was no
He's a very likable kid.
If there was no older Spider-Man, if it was just the villains, right, and they weren't bringing back Toby and Andrew, this still would have been the highest grossing
I
movie
disagree.
of the year.
I disagree.
No.
It would. I think it would have been, but not to this.
Not by
caliber.
the same margins.
It would not like.
No, not by the same margins, but
Right.
it absolutely would have been the highest. It wouldn't have beat Avatar.
It would not
No.
have.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
exactly.
that's the thing. Like this whole year and the whole last 2 years, every movie theater has like all the movie studios have been like, how do we get families back? How do we get like women back?
How do we
like,
get grandmas?
How do we get grandmas into theaters so we can consequently kill them?
The other thing you have to consider is that a lot of these numbers are from repeat business.
Yeah.
So like he saw it twice, I saw it twice. You know what I mean? Like
Liz saw it twice.
too.
Liz
Yeah.
saw it twice too. That's all. Like I said, all repeat business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not just like they just didn't amass this many people. These are people taking their parents to see it, or like, oh, we got
Taking their grandparents.
You haven't seen this. Oh, you have no one to see it with. I'll see it with you. You know, that type of shit. So
30 million men ages
funny
18
enough,
to 30.
funny enough, not only did Spider-Man end with the MCU's like for at least for 2021 for the highest gross and the third highest grossing domestic film ever.
What are 1 and 2 at this point?
What for the highest grossing MCU movies? It's like
No,
of this year.
of all time.
Oh, it's Avatar, Endgame, and then this.
Okay.
Marvel also finished 2021 with their
2021.
second lowest grossing domestic film ever.
Eternals.
Eternals, that's right.
That was second lowest?
Yeah, it finished its
What was
theatrical one.
first?
It's the second lowest domestic debut over all their films.
And they're planning.
So
a
they've
fucking
only been
sequel,
getting
right?
higher and higher until this one.
What's number
The
one?
first one, I think it's the Hulk. Pretty sure
As
it's
their
Hulk.
lowest
that-
grossing
yeah.
I don't
domestically.
count. That doesn't count.
lowest
Doesn't count.
Marvel.
It's Ed Norton. It doesn't
Yeah,
count.
it doesn't count.
He's not
He
even in.
gets
The,
a
he's not in it
pass,
anymore.
It's okay.
Let's see.
Can't wait to see Ed Norton in Multiverse of Madness.
That would be
Yeah,
again,
like,
I think
American
this
History
movie-
X.
This movie,
Edward Norton
With a bunch of tattoos.
with a bunch
Eternals-
of tattoos.
Eternal. Oh, it's actually Ant-Man. 2015's Ant-Man. Eternals only
Really?
made $70 million in the United
What was
States.
the budget?
Probably
lot.
like 200 million.
Yeah, probably a lot.
But it also made a fuck ton in other countries.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about it. And like the
budget
other,
was 200 million.
the other thing you guys got to remember is like, yeah, you want the movie to perform well, but also like they have merchandise. That's the shit that really makes the money.
Merchandising.
You know what I mean?
And that one's got a lot of
Merchandising.
merch because there's a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
Eternals.
Exactly. You
But
know what
does
else?
Anybody want to buy any of those?
I mean, I'll get a Kingo fucking action figure.
I want a little Angelina Jolie.
I saw this morning on a Reddit thread, somebody was like, Kumail Nanjiani got ripped for the worst Marvel movie ever. And someone goes, did he really need to get ripped for it? Because like he just had finger gun powers. And like really that's it. He just went like this the whole movie and
Yeah.
shot lasers out of his finger.
He didn't have to do shit for any of that.
Oh my god, that movie
But
sucks
still,
so much.
good for him.
The movie
Yeah,
sucks
Good
so
for
much.
him.
And there was like, is it Brian Tyree Henry? He's a chubby dude.
Yeah.
You got
shit.
you got a chubby guy. Like you don't need to work out. You don't need to have a six pack. You got a chubby guy.
He had a
You got a little kid.
Brian
His character is the chubby guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Brian-
like he didn't want to. He probably wouldn't have been taken like as seriously as like.
Well, what's the guy who had that like little village in South America? One of the Eternals. I can't remember his name. They're all forgettable.
I don't know.
The one guy who was basically like, I'm gonna just do my own thing, and I don't want to be
the
an
weird
Eternal.
incel-y kind of dude.
Yeah, he was just, like, he doesn't look like a super. He just looks like he looks
Fogel.
like one of us.
Fogel.
Yeah.
Looks
McLovin.
like one of us.
Yeah,
He's just
he
like
could be
us.
Danny's brother for all I know.
I mean, I don't want to sit here and deliberate over Eternals. Okay, that movie sucks.
I do.
Let's take
But-
another 25 minutes. And
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
we should. But you know, what we should take time to talk about Doctor Strange.
Strange.
Has a new trailer. Everybody.
Let's use the Eye of Agamotto and take some time to talk about Doctor Strange.
No, you're gonna
So-
fuck everything up.
I like the way Marvel decided to do
ungodly,
this
girl.
overall. They put out a 30-second spot on TV, and then they're like, "Yeah, there's a full trailer online right now." And like, I'm sure that YouTube channel just got slammed
Everybody
with people
whiplashed around.
because every fucking nerd watches the Super Bowl to see what trailers they put out. And I like that this time it wasn't like here's a little sprinkling of breadcrumbs. There's a full fucking meal for you if you want. And there is a lot.
But
in
what
this
about
trailer.
that crypto commercial though?
I mean, yes,
That was a
QR
great.
code.
That was
but
great.
That was a great commercial, but also fuck crypto. And
they crashed their own
I
site.
hope it crashes. I really do.
I want a new GPU. God damn it.
Not
We
even that I
all-
want a
we
new
all- we all
GPU.
do,
It's
buddy.
just like I'm not going to talk about the infrastructural issues with crypto mining right now, but fuck it.
But away we go.
Check out
Anyway.
our side podcast.
So yeah,
crypto.
Crypto any key.
so Doctor Strange has a Super Bowl trailer. Start off right off the back, Burke. Why don't you tell us right off? What'd you think?
Dude, it's just like I'm so excited for this movie, and well, the thing is because like I constantly have problems with Doctor Strange, where it's just like
I constantly have problems with doctors.
I constantly
one
have
time
problems
I
with
went for a prostate
doctors.
exam and he said no hands. Look.
it happened. No, but like I get like I have
Come
the
on, guys,
more
that's an
I have the
old
more
joke.
I know I have the moral dilemma of being like everything that Doctor Strange does is he fucks everything up for everybody, and then he's like, "This is all your fault." So I kind of want to
Scooby Doo this crap.
Yeah, I kind of want to see him get his in this movie, which he will, but
He gets his comeuppance.
he gets his comeuppance like the Doctor.
He goes to the proctologist and he gets his prostate exam.
There you go.
I had no idea this was directed by Sam Raimi.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I didn't know that.
You couldn't
I
tell
had
by
no
all
clue.
the zoom-ins on the eyes and
Yeah.
everything,
Well,
and
no,
all
I-
like the weird cuts. And
I didn't
shit.
know until his name popped up on the
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
I was like, oh shit,
Originally,
that's cool.
Originally, it was supposed to be, you know, the same guy who directed Doctor Strange 1, Scott Derrickson. He's a horror film director, and he wanted to go in a more horror direction. I think
More
Marvel,
horror
this-
than Sam Raimi.
Which this
Well,
movie looks kind of
I think-
horror-y.
I think that's
Like
kind of
thriller,
the
yeah.
that's kind
Yeah.
of the idea, but also they wanted more camp, and I think Scott Derrickson does a really good job of just playing it straight, because the first Doctor Strange is a good movie. I like the first Doctor Strange quite a lot. It's just Magic Iron Man.
Yeah.
yeah,
great way to-
except
that's a great way to
more
look at it.
unlikable.
Really, you think so?
I don't think he's. I don't think he. All right,
He's more
He's
pretentious.
less likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're both pretentious fucks, but it's kind of like
He's
Tony
not
Stark
as
is charming.
he's not charming like Tony.
Yeah. Either way,
Like Tony.
I have
Tony.
Maybe Tony.
some things that I guess I just read right out of the gate. So like Wanda's the villain, right?
She's
I
got to
guess.
be. Or
She
like
has to be.
or
Probably,
like
yeah.
other multiverse.
Yeah,
Wanda.
I hope it's not like, hey, I'm actually this part. Mephisto, is this it? Are we?
This is it.
All right, so
One thing that I noticed with Wanda is like she says at one point like, "Oh, I mess up and everybody gets angry. You mess up and you're the hero." And I
What
was
a
just like,
fucking take.
This
first
is the
of all,
comeuppance. This is what I'm talking about.
well, it's also like I understand Doctor Strange kind of broke the multiverse in a lot of ways, but also Wanda literally held an entire town hostage and
Okay.
enslaved them for her own therapy.
okay, but it was like a shitty little town. Like,
It was,
did anybody
but
get-
still,
like, anybody
she
care?
Those are New Jersey
enslaved
people you're
people's
talking about.
minds.
Exactly.
Those are our people.
yeah, a shitty New Jersey town.
I think Pat 100% supports my take on that.
I think
Kitty Foreman was there.
She's had her time.
Honestly, I tend to believe that I think WandaVision is not going to be referenced, because I think that was just for the transition for her to become Scarlet Witch and be more more
Powery.
in tune with her powers and everything. I think there's going to be conflict in Act 1 that gets
You
set
don't
up.
think they're gonna try and find Wanda's kids?
I think they're going to try and work together, and when she finds out what Strange is doing, she's going to be like, well, fuck, well, if he can break reality, so can I. And then they're going to have to stop her because she's going to go mad with power.
So-
It's got this weird House of M vibe, which I know you guys don't know what that is really, but basically Scarlet Witch goes crazy and kills all the X-Men.
Right. So I have a possible thought. Do you think that they're gonna?
Well, do you have a thought or a possible thought?
It's a possible thought because
Okay.
it's a multiverse. But
Okay.
do you think that they're gonna like bring Vision back into some kind of
White-
context?
White Vision,
not
bro.
Be surprised,
Like
if
a
White
multiverse
Vision.
Vision.
No,
Well,
dude,
I mean, we already got
Vision.
White Vision.
White
He's out
Vision
here.
Well, we
is
have-
100% showing up.
Yeah, but like to like completely just fuck with her and
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. It's
Oh yeah, dude. Wanda's anguish is going to be her own mental
Her
illness.
undoing.
Yeah.
Undoing.
Mike, I like what you had to say about the Illuminati.
I actually have that. So I got some other stuff before because that's
All
a
right.
big part of this conversation.
Oh, Mike
The
said it
Illuminati.
first, though.
Zombie Strange.
Who plays Zombie Strange?
I
That's
have
not
no
Benedict
idea.
Cumberbatch, right?
It's got to be. I
doesn't-
think it's
it
just.
doesn't
I
look
think
like
it's just
him.
him with like lots of CGI
yeah,
and like
CGI
face.
and makeup and stuff
He
like
looks
that.
like, you ever see? It was one of the Romero zombie movies where they're in like a cavern, and he's like, "This is my monkey farm." You know that one?
Day
and
of the
there's
Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
That's the one where they have Bub the zombie.
Yeah, Bub.
He looks like Bub.
Okay. So this is that Zombie Strange is probably the Marvel zombie universe. So if
Right.
you guys aren't familiar with that, they retain all their powers. They just they hunger,
just
they
zombies.
hunger for flesh. They I think in
hunger.
some iterations they also retain their sentience too.
Yeah.
So then we have Dark Strange. So I think he's the guy from What If.
I
from
think
episode
so, yeah.
4.
So too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one who was just
Um,
in the tower.
I
Steven
really hope
Seagal
it's not.
Strange.
I hope it's
I
not.
don't want
I really
any more
don't
of
want
that.
that.
Even Seagal.
Didn't he have a ponytail?
So
Seagal Strange.
no, that's the other one. We'll get to Seagal Strange. But the other possibility is that he's Necromancer, which is originally another villain from the comics who, kind of he looks like Doctor Strange, but from, a different
But with worse hair.
with worse hair. And then we have
Better
Seagal
hair.
Strange, also known
Seagal
also known
Strange.
by his street name Defender Strange. It looks like he dies in the trailer. It looks like he dies in the trailer.
Good.
And I think so here's what his official character synopsis is. Defender Strange is a Doctor Strange variant that belongs to a group of superheroes called the Defenders, a group of heroes that tend to be informal and usually prone to their own agenda. In the comics, Defender Strange doesn't have any powers that are different than that of usual Stephen Strange. So he's just like, are you guys like familiar with the lineup of the Defenders at all?
No.
It's
Not a
usually like
ton.
Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he, that was
Cage.
him from that
Nick
side.
Cage.
Yeah. Nick Cage.
Yeah. Well, wasn't
So-
there supposed to be, or was there Marvel Defenders on Netflix at one point?
Yeah, it's 8 episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good.
So it's them.
I like it. They ruined
Maybe-
the villain, but
Maybe
whatever.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox is in there.
Yeah,
The only
so-
reason I watched it is because
No,
Charlie
I'm
Cox is
saying
in it.
he's going to be in Multiverse. He's a Defender, bro.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Please,
I'm calling
just-
it right now.
Please.
Calling my shot.
Please.
Please,
Damn.
everyone, Daredevil will have his
He's going to
fucking
take that
day,
brick and he's going to
everyone.
throw it.
Don't
at Doctor
speak
Strange.
it into existence, Nick. This is
All
not
right,
what we need.
so we want to talk about the Illuminati
yeah.
They rule
Because-
everything.
because there is a obviously there's a very distinct voice in the trailer. It is obviously Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart went on record and said, "Hey, people impersonate me all the time." I said he's a fucking liar because Andrew Garfield lied to our faces for months on end.
Yeah.
But I
didn't
trust
care.
Patrick Stewart.
No, that is 100% Patrick
Not
Stewart.
in this statement,
We've
but in
been
general.
burned too badly
Yeah.
with Andrew Garfield.
I mean, this also goes against my belief that it's like, why is everyone trying to dig up all the secrets before we watch the movie? Like, it's fun to speculate,
It's
but
funny
I don't
to hear
want to
you
see
say that of all
Is
people.
that
You
not
know?
what we're doing here?
I think it's fun to have speculation, but to like
Oh, to
be
like-
like
To dig
To
through
frame
and
by-
to
to
frame
frame
fuck
by
it.
frame,
To
yeah.
frame
frame
fuck it. Yeah.
and also not only
I haven't heard
but
that
like
Is that a real
That's,
term?
that's a real
it's
term.
a real term.
Oh, I
That's a real
love
term.
that.
We actually, I mean, like when doing notes for my job, if you're someone that kind of takes it like like you're frame fucking it, someone who is really doing in depth,
Going
notes.
frame by
That's the
frame and
thing.
frame
yeah.
fucking it.
Yeah.
But so there's
It's like Elden Rings is gonna frame fuck my computer.
yeah, it is.
I
So
can't wait to see that one on the Instagram.
So I think God damn it, now I'm stuck in this frame fucking thing. I think there's that avenue, but also like actively seeking out spoilers.
So do you
is
think
fucking
that
weird.
Deadpool's going to be in it?
No, not at all. I don't think Deadpool's in it. I think if you're blowing up a shard of glass that's off to the left, away from the center of the image, from the bigger pieces that actually have all the characters on it, and you're saying this is Deadpool's eyes, you're out of your fucking mind, buddy.
You're frame fucking it.
I saw a one like YouTube thumbnail that was when they're going into like Wanda's eyes at one point.
Oh,
and they're like using her eye, like what's reflecting in her eye. Who is
Yeah.
this?
Like enhance.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So like, there's
It's
such
like just let it
it's
be.
like just let it
be.
Like it's cool. We can talk about the imagery they gave us, like in speculate what could happen at but also like don't weigh all your fucking hopes and dreams on what comes out of your own goddamn mouth. Like
Just
get
let
your
it be.
mouth-
We have
You know
Batman
what I mean?
coming in a month. Let that be its
In
thing,
2
and
weeks.
then in 2 weeks, and then this will come out in May.
But
Just
also,
calm down.
Like also to the frame fucking thing, it's like they edited the shit out of the Spider-Man trailers. So it's like
Oh, yeah.
they're going to be editing the shit
Exactly.
out of this. They're not gonna like unintentionally leave a reflection.
I
in
know
something.
for a
Exactly.
fact that they intentionally darkened the Illuminati
Yes,
scene.
obviously.
And there are 100% false characters silhouettes on
think
those
so?
chairs. Oh yeah, I don't even think you'll ever see that shot of behind Strange looking
he's
up at
walking
them.
in, yeah.
I don't think you'll ever see that.
So I saw speculation. Obviously, you have Professor X, but I also saw who is the villain from Doctor Strange 1?
Mordo.
Mordo. Yeah, he's there
Morpheus?
on
I
the
once
Illuminati
again,
Council.
I think that is a false flag.
Okay.
And I think what they're doing
a red
is
herring.
They're doing what the MCU always does, which is they're gonna borrow elements from a popular story,
Yeah.
but they're gonna make it work for their universe.
Yeah, yeah.
And here's what I think's gonna happen.
Who's the Illuminati?
The Illuminati is Doctor Strange,
And
Professor
Jay-Z.
X, Jay-Z, Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Namor, and Black Bolt.
And Magic Johnson.
We've already heard reports that Black Bolt is going to be in this movie, and he
Right.
will be on the Illuminati. We know Professor X is on Patrick Stewart. Professor X is in the Illuminati. I think they're going to get. I think I heard his name is said Ian. Gufford. That
Evo
guy.
Shandor.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Reed Richards.
No, I was just telling him I can hear the Gatorade.
Glenn Howard in for Reed Richards.
No, I think they already have. So I think they're bringing back all the original actors.
What's his name?
I think it's like, remember his name is like
Oh, that guy, yeah.
I think it said Ian though.
Yeah,
we did this
Eon
last
or
time.
something like that. Whatever. Mr. Gufford.
Mr.
Gufford.
Mr. Gooders.
I think this would be a perfect opportunity to reboot your Black Panther and not have it.
Well,
fuck with everything.
I think they're gonna have all of those characters on the council, like the Illuminati, but it's gonna be Tom Cruise, Tony Stark. It's gonna be Patrick Stewart, Professor X. It's gonna be everybody we have left, like from old franchises.
See them off.
And from see them off. Patrick Stewart gets literally gets what's that Chappelle skit where he's like, there's stairs that makes this all the more sweeter, and he just rolls that guy. So we have I think that's what it's gonna. I think that's how they're gonna do it. I think Namor, they're just gonna cast as whoever, and he'll get his own movie, like, because he's more associated with Black Panther and Black Bolt. They're gonna bring in from. They already have Black Bolt cast from.
So no Black Panther.
No, Black Panther is not on the Illuminati, dude.
I've seen a lot of speculation that he.
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah,
like,
but
canonically in it. But I mean, canonically, whatever the fuck.
In this
anymore.
conversation, I already said that what they showed us was bullshit.
All right, I'm gonna speculate that they're gonna bring in a different Black Panther.
I don't think so.
I think
they're.
I don't actually think so, but that's what I'm saying for the show.
They're dedicated. They're dedicated to this idea that
just to be a contrarian.
That Shuri's gonna be the next Black Panther.
That doesn't seem to be working out for them.
It's not gonna stick the landing. There's no way it will. It might be a good movie, and if it's a good movie, I'll like it. But I don't think
they
the fans
no longer have faith in her to headline their movies.
Oh, I don't think so either.
No, I think they'll probably like touch on something with Black Panther. I don't
make
think they'll be on the
Okoye Black
Illuminati.
Panther. I would rather Okoye be Black Panther than head of Dora Milaje than
They should
his
just bring
sister.
back Michael B. Jordan, make him Black Panther. Like retcon this.
That would be
somewhere.
cool.
I would love him.
That would be
I
cool.
mean, if we're bringing back Michael B. Jordan, why don't we just bring back Chadwick Boseman? I mean,
Because
it's just-
one of
they
the
could
things,
just CGI his face.
one of
I
these
mean-
things is not like the other, Pat.
I mean, what's the sanctity of life anymore? To these corporations.
That's
So-
at the Super Bowl. I was like waiting for fucking DMX
people-
to show up as a hologram, not DMX, fucking Tupac.
Dude, he was that guy on the stadium at the end. That's
Wait,
supposed
really?
to be Tupac looking over his city.
What?
Wait, what?
Yep, that's
also,
what I read.
Also, DMX is dead, Nick, too, so it works.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You can definitely get a DMX hologram. You can definitely get a DMX fathead for your wall for sure. Like
when Dre was before Dre went
Sponsored by
into
Fatheads.
Still Dre, like the piano like he played was a Tupac song.
yes.
So I thought that was it. They did the thing him standing.
You
on
know
the
the
end.
thing on the how everyone was like, "Damn, Tupac got up to the top of the stadium quick." Oh, that's actually Pac. He's looking over his city.
Yeah, I mean, he came back from Cuba for a minute.
Yeah.
He
That's
came
what
back
I
from the
read.
Caribbean.
That's what I read. So for people who don't know, we're just gonna go over the Illuminati real quick. Secret society of Marvel heroes that influence the world for the greater good. There is some infighting, but they always figure it out. And the whole point of this lineup is all of them represent a different type of hero for the Marvel universe. I'm talking about 616 right now, not Multiverse of Madness. And they have a unique perspective on the world. And like I said, I think that instead of them just taking characters from the established Marvel canon, whatever this one is, I think it's like 919 or whatever the cinematic universe is called. I think that they're going to have the original lineup, but they're pulling from different universes. Like you're getting Tom Cruise, Tony Stark, you're getting Professor X, Patrick Stewart,
Right.
fucking Mr. Fantastic. There's only one Mr. Fantastic. Nobody thinks of Miles Teller when you say Mr. Fantastic. And
no, why did you? I forgot about him.
exactly. You would never think of Miles Teller if you say Mr. Fantastic. And
Wait, say that again.
Huh?
Miles Teller.
Fantastic.
Namor, they're just going to cast in Black Bolt. I've already seen online that there's rumors that he's going to be in this. So, and listen, leaks.
They fucking Doctor Strange was like, "Who is that? That's Black Bolt." Who? You guys don't have a Black Bolt? No, we don't.
The best part about Black Bolt is that he doesn't talk.
All right, there you go.
He can't.
He was there the whole time.
If he utters so much as a whisper, he could knock down an entire city block. So he doesn't speak
That's
at
not
all.
a superhero.
What if he sneezes?
Oh.
I mean, I don't like the Inhumans. I'm not gonna sit here and defend that.
Just saying, my man
So-
can't get a cold.
Yeah, I mean, like these are just the things I pointed out. I don't know. Does anyone else have anything?
I don't want. One thing that I saw was obviously like he's put in handcuffs at some point.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want another like low key bureaucracy thing
with the
Those
Ultron
are
with the
Ultron
vari-
bots. Those
Yeah.
are Ultron
Yeah.
bots.
So I don't know.
Ultron
I don't know who those are.
If James Spader comes back and they show you a world where Age of Ultron actually played out,
Oh, well then
That
Now
would
that would
might
be
actually
cool.
be,
That would actually be cool. I'm into that.
The cartoon, the What If. That might be
it
from
might
What If.
be. Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't want to see another like bureaucracy thing.
I think we're
where,
gonna
like
get a
like
lot
in
of
low
that.
key.
I think there's gonna be like a whole half hour of this movie
I
that
hope-
is like in the same context and framing of that.
Have you guys seen the first Doctor Strange? Everybody here seen it?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Okay.
No.
So the first Doctor Strange, for nobody who's listened or who's never seen it, is just Magic Iron Man. It's basically the same character arc, but it's done in its own unique style. There is one criticism I have of the film, and that is that all of the action is just fist fights, but they just CGI'd like magic whips in and magic shields. And I feel like what's his name? Mads Mikkelsen. Calestis, I think is
Something like that.
something like that.
Cholesterol.
Cholesterol, yeah. He's after you, and he's hot. So his whole thing is like he like moves the earth, and they do all this crazy like fucking kaleidoscope type of imagery, and there's a mirror dimension, all that. But I just felt like you didn't really get to see any of these sorcerers like really let loose, like cast spells and shit. Then in Infinity War and Endgame, we saw Doctor Strange like get like let off the chain. And when he fought Thanos, that was like one of the highlights of the movie, seeing like the two of them use their two powers like to
Yeah.
spar pretty much.
Right.
I can't wait to see when Wanda and when Doctor Strange go head to head. You know what I mean? And thank Christ that they decided to put the villains in the No Way Home marketing, because imagine if we got two movies in a row that was billed like an MCU hero versus Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, true. Yeah.
Because that was the original plan for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, that's it too. Like in Spider-Man, when we saw him bring, Peter into that other world and was like flipping shit around, like big Inception style. Like, we're gonna get some. You thought something was catching
We had
on
a fire
fire.
emergency.
We're doing this Inception style.
One of the
Well,
wicks
you know
just
what I
went
mean? Where
out.
like everything was like all the buildings were like moving.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
shit
know.
like that. I think there's gonna be a lot of cool shit between the fight with Wanda and him. That's like in a massively theatrical style like that.
My only hope for that is that
Not
it's
just
not
runes
just,
on a thing and
I hope that it's not like you're
Dark
falling
hands.
through all these different universes and you catch a glimpse. I hope we get to live in them a little bit and like experience all the different universes.
There's a cartoon universe too I saw in the trailer. I saw a couple of that stuff.
Hopefully
pulled up.
that's not What If.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna do a good amount of that, Nick.
Well,
There's going to be scenes.
That.
It's going to be like Monsters Inc. I think. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end
yeah,
of
we're
Monsters.
running
Where they're gonna, like,
doors.
jump through this fucking
They're just
portal.
running through
And they're
doors
like,
and
why are we on a
portals.
fucking mountain?
I
And then
want
they go to
most-
another one. They're in the ocean.
I
Like,
want most of the movie to take place like almost like an adventure movie where you're hopping between them
if
rather than just
they-
That would be cool.
90% of the movie is in our universe, and then there's scenes where you see, quick cuts of other
if they
universes.
don't step out of a portal into Xavier's mansion at one point, they will have failed. They did that in Deadpool. You
Yeah.
ever see Deadpool too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like the
Open the door
studio
and
couldn't
everybody's
afford
there.
any more
Oh,
mutants.
we couldn't have any more mutants. It just us.
Yeah. So like I said, it looks good. I'm looking forward. I mean, it's got our money. I mean, this
Right.
whole show.
Yeah.
Like,
What
come
did
on.
you?
I'm seeing it.
What did
Yeah.
y'all think about like at the memorial? Did you see the big strange memorial? Like there's a thing like it's like after it looks like New York is like overgrown, and there's just
Oh,
a
right.
huge like Doctor Strange memorial that it looks like he was either it's in the future or something different where he's dead.
Oh,
Right.
There might be
right.
another reality.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Toby
well,
Maguire.
he's literally looking at it. So
is
Just
he
bringing him up?
Is he going to be in it?
Is he going to be in
I
it?
don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think we have any more. I think he's the most likely out of three
Dude.
Spider-Men.
How about him on the Illuminati?
That would be
As
wild.
Toby Maguire.
As emo
I
Toby
can't
Maguire.
wait to see that. I can't wait to see the green screen
Bully
edits of
Maguire.
that, where like
Yep.
Stephen Strange asks a question and it just cuts to him from like fucking Brothers. Do you know what I did? Like, and he has the gun.
Your favorite clip of
Yeah.
Toby Maguire.
You know what I
ever.
did? Yeah, dude, he's fucking his wife. It's fucked up.
Yeah, man. He's got the gun.
Can't do
Get out of
that
the
shit.
fucking way! I can't do the cars.
That's what he's talking about when he's like, it's complicated
If
between
anyone,
me and my Mary Jane.
you literally, that movie set the precedent. You cannot move on somebody who is technically MIA's girlfriend because you never know if that shit
They
will
might
just
come back.
Yeah, and they will kick your ass.
I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
There we go. There we go.
We need to balance
All
those
right.
out.
Speaking
Yeah.
of
Send them to me.
getting your ass kicked, Book of Boba Fett was out, and so
Speaking of getting kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
so I'm not even gonna hold back. I think all this from this point on, by the way, is all spoilers. Book of Boba Fett sucked.
Dude, I really enjoyed another season of The Mandalorian.
I know. I was about
Yeah,
to say the same thing.
so,
They just used Book of Boba Fett as a platform for doing a season 3 of
So, like,
Mandalorian
half-
without
half
without
an
doing it.
episode.
Without
I
doing it.
have performances written down, just for but the only thing I have is just Pedro Pascal and Timothy Oliphant. I think were the best actors in the whole show.
They're so
were
good.
in-
And
They're so
they
good.
were in only the episodes that the show turned into Mandalorian for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that in some way, the first 4 episodes were conceived to be like some sort, like they didn't know how to weave that story into the Mandalorian season 3.
No.
I don't think so. I think they were like, we should set up Boba Fett in his own season, but also like I get setting up if this was nothing but Boba Fett, right? And Mando made like a cameo, right? It wasn't continuing that story, right? And this still was so flat. I would be like, they made an honest attempt.
Yeah.
But now I look at this and I go, where couldn't they fit that? And at what point where they were just like, we should just do the rest of this with Mando? You know what I mean? Like, how far along were they on in the process before they figured out this wasn't going to work?
Dude.
Because I don't think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni would look at this and be like, this is good.
No, that's
agree.
I literally
I don't think
felt,
so.
I felt like it was as if like episodes were coming out like obviously weekly. I felt like they were like, oh fuck, we got bad reviews. We need to put Grogu in it. Like that's what it felt like. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, this was
Yeah.
finished before they
Yeah.
released it.
The
all.
the other thing I think is important to point out is like is that there is like even the Mandalorian stuff has this stink on it because, by the way, Grogu makes a very important character choice that affects the rest of the story of Grogu and Din going forward. And
so
if you don't
yeah.
watch Book of Boba Fett and don't know that's in there,
Yeah.
you start
Well,
season 3 on the
they're
wrong
definitely-
foot.
Yeah,
They're
100%.
definitely going to do a recap in the
Yeah.
very first episode.
Also,
Yeah, but they shouldn't
you
have
know-
to
shouldn't
do
have to,
that.
no.
like you know he wasn't gonna be Luke's first student because all of the students get killed by Kylo.
Well, he could have.
Well,
he could have been there and then.
There's
left.
also some speculation. They're gonna forever change the details of that night. You know what I mean? Like he was at, like you'll
Yeah, we
never
don't
know.
actually-
You'll never know what really happened.
He was
Luke is
possessed.
a bad narrator.
It's a real the last duel situation.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
It's a real he said she said.
Yeah. I think the biggest missed, the biggest miss in this is that none of the plot threads of anything mattered. Like all the sand people, like the Tusken Raiders, didn't matter.
Yep.
And it's like I would much rather have gotten a tight story about that whole journey rather than him becoming the next, Daimo of, Tatooine.
That felt like a New Hope. The first couple episodes really felt thematically and energetically
Also,
like a New Hope.
Get off the fucking desert already.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
come on.
to be fair,
I'm tired of seeing fucking deserts. And
It's easier
like
to shoot
we
in.
have a
That's what it is.
full
It's easier to
fucking
shoot in a
galaxy,
desert.
It's free.
Like
It's
to us,
free.
and we're like, we're gonna go to where there's nothing but sand.
They can go to
and
the Mojave
sun.
and
Like,
just shoot as much as they possibly want,
dude,
rather
it's
than
just, I'm
CGI.
fucking tired of it.
No,
Like,
I don't.
that's a
I don't
general-
disagree.
I think that's a general. Like, I know how there's like, I have a note in here where I'll just read it to you guys. Shut up about your motorcycles. There's worse things in this show. Okay, like that's the
no,
shit
no,
I
not
don't
that.
care about. That I think people overblow. But like, this is the
Nick,
fourth
thoughts?
Star Wars show in a row
would disagree.
where it predominantly takes place in sand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We already established that Star Wars characters hate
hate
sand because it's coarse and it gets everywhere. God damn it. Okay, fucking enough with the sand. I don't want any sand in Mandalorian season 3.
Fucking, you know, like they had set up so many different things that just never mattered at all. Like, why, you know, like at one point we thought the mayor was double crossing everybody, and then we thought it was the Jabba the Hutt's 2 cousins, and it's like they just disappeared. Why was Danny Trejo in an episode for no reason?
Well, he's just friends with Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, well,
that's all that was.
Robert Rodriguez,
Cad Bane.
he's great. Just don't ever touch Star Wars ever again.
This actually, you know what's funny? John Campea said the same thing you did. He said the same thing.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
This guy talks all this shit.
Bryce Dallas Howard. We need more.
We need more Star Wars from her.
Yes.
Robert Rodriguez, I think, has done awesome things. No more Star Wars from him, though. You cut off. All right, no more Star Wars. Until you go learn how to make a good Star Wars.
Until you get out of the desert.
And I thought even the one Mando episode that he did, which is the one with Boba Fett, I thought that was the weakest of the whole season 2.
Yeah. Cad Bane also, he was set up so well. I was like, let's go. I want to see what the fuck this guy gets in. He was, I don't know who the actor is, but his voice was on like perfect. You know how some characters, they have a modulated voice, and it's
Corey
like,
Burton.
Ugh. Like, you know what I mean? His was right where it needed to be. The exact pitch, the way he spoke. What's that one line he said? He's like, you should watch where you're sticking your nose.
My favorite was, Boba Fett is a cold-blooded killer who worked for the Empire.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking kill him.
They just kill him.
To be fair,
what are you talking about?
he's in a lot of the Clone Wars, and you know, like he goes all the way back to the prequels. We don't need any more of these legacy characters.
But what it did to people who didn't watch Clone Wars. More people are watching this than they watch Clone Wars. You know what I mean?
I had no idea who that guy was. I'd never seen Clone Wars. I had no idea who he was.
Cool.
But I was like, this guy fucks.
Yes.
Like, this guy's so cool. And then they just up and kill him.
Well,
the actor did a great job.
I have to go back to the actor. He did such a goddamn good job. Like, you could, like, the way he spoke felt like it was his face. Like, physically, his face was like that. He spoke in the same tenor.
It came out of the structure of his.
Yes.
It was so good. That was the best part of the show.
But what I love was I saw so many people who are like big like Clone Wars stans that saw this and they were so upset with like how he looked.
Yeah.
And they felt like he didn't look like he did in the show. And I was just like, are you fucking serious? Are you absolutely fucking serious?
If you guys saw, Danny got real Italian right there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
spice will flow through Tatooine.
Is the spice a
I
thing
will
that we've
open the
touched
spice
on?
gates.
Is the spice a thing that we've touched on in Star Wars before, or are they literally just stealing from Dune right now?
It's
literally
stealing from Dune. It's a thing in like some of the Star
Just
Wars
like the
books and
desert.
shit, but it's like, dude, where did you get it from?
Wouldn't be the
Like,
first time Star Wars stole from Dune.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of spice before, and I know I don't know where it came from in any of the plots. When they started getting like hot and heavy about this spice, and they were like this, and like Cad Bane showed up in the one. I was like, when did we get to the spice is so important? We haven't mentioned spice at all up until this point.
It was mentioned in passing.
Yeah, I think they mentioned it in one of
point.
the Dances with Tusken Raiders episodes. I think it's mentioned by a biker gang. However, you're not wrong. They just suddenly set it up with Timothy Oliphant.
I genuinely thought that was the name of the episode.
we just see Boba Fett's ass in one of the shots.
Well, okay, so the other
where he snorted
but
a
even
lizard.
then, my point is like, what's the focus? What's the story we're trying to tell?
I don't
what's
know.
the lesson we're trying to take away?
No idea.
And
There's
that's
spice.
what I feel like is that like this was not well put together. I
Not
do have
well
some
conceived.
notes that I don't think we need to elaborate on. I'm just gonna roll them off. The story is absolutely nonsensical. Like I said, it lacks focus. It lacks a proper arc. Not only then, this is told in between trips to the bath in 4 episodes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I also dream in chronological order.
That's not
so, like I said before, shut up about the motorcycles. Then
You're gonna complain about the order of his dreams and say shut up about the motorcycles?
Because what does the color of the motorcycles have to do with the storytelling?
Because everything in the whole entire planet is brown.
Aren't you happy to see some colors?
Because nothing else on that planet exists in that. It just feels so anachronistic.
Tad Bane is blue.
I don't care. I don't care if they have nice
The
speeders,
spice is
but
red.
make them feel like part of the world.
I think
They can be nice, but like everything there is very like hard edges.
But that's
and
the whole point of like the mod people. It's like they're the
I don't like
counterculture.
Listen, Mike. I'm a huge fan of 1960s counterculture. You know this about
I know,
me.
Nick.
But that was terrible.
Yeah, but they're emulating of the Fast and Furious race.
Yeah, no,
burner.
it didn't have to be fucking like candy apple red.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And the other thing, hold on, is the main mod. Number one, she's just like pale as Snow White living on a desert planet, and she's got an English accent, which is usually reserved for like
Coruscant.
Coruscant and like the
or
core
center,
worlds.
the center
Yeah.
of the Republic, not the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
Those are American accents. Or Bill Burr.
we have hey kids who I almost just vaporized. Want a job? I also have no money. We have every episode besides when it's not Book of Boba Fett fucking sucks. The finale is just absolutely preposterous. Why would you get a Rancor when you went to the same place your two starfighters were parked?
I also
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like the first thing I thought of, I was like, okay, Boba Fett's riding a Rancor. That is cool. However, if I was him, if I had the choice to get my horse or my gun when there was an intruder,
Or my tank.
yeah,
Or get your ship and then put Danny Trejo on top of the Rancor.
there you go.
He doesn't do stunts
He already
anymore,
did that.
Nick.
He used the ship to kill the motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
What was the problem with doing it again?
Those battle droids, the really huge
Big
battle droids,
droidica things.
those obviously we've seen droidicas, but those didn't feel like Star Wars to me. They felt like Terminator.
Yeah.
They
robots.
did look like Terminator robots. I got a vibe like that.
The whole point of like droids at this point in the Star Wars thing is like the mobility of them.
Yeah.
And that's like, I was just like, these are like chunky, clunky,
Yeah. And it's like the numbers, having like units in your
Yeah.
army.
Yeah. The other thing I have written down here might be controversial, but I'm willing to defend it, is everyone's saying that Boba Fett is stupid or they wrote him like an idiot.
And that he's a cold-blooded killer that works for the Empire.
I don't think those people have watched
He's
Star
retired,
Wars
yeah.
because historically Boba Fett, he's the Magoo of the Star
Yeah.
Wars universe.
Yep.
You know, everyone who's like
Getting bonked on the head.
they wrote Boba Fett to be an idiot. I was like, he always was.
He kind of
Like,
always was.
How did
We
he,
didn't
like,
even get to.
canonically die in the beginning. Like,
Also, like there's that one weird plot point where he's like, "I'm going to get my armor." I think it's in the Sarlacc pit, and that sequence that was written just to show dropping the sonic bomb out of the back of
Yeah.
the ship. What did they rename the ship to? It's not Slave One anymore.
Boba Fett's ship.
Yeah, okay.
they renamed it?
Bobra's.
Yeah.
I think they
Bobra's-
renamed it. Yeah.
In a galaxy where there's rampant slavery, they can't call the name of the ship the
Ship
Slave
Slave
2.
One.
Okay.
So,
fine. Whatever.
They either way, they drop the sonic bomb in there and they kill whatever else is in there. But also, like, those bombs destroyed giant asteroids.
Yeah.
And like that would have fucking opened up a fissure
In
on
the
that side of the
sand.
planet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
There would have
like
been
a
spice everywhere.
crater.
Spice everywhere.
There would have been Sarlacc and people. There would have been nothing left.
His
and
ship
they're
would have
just
blown the
right in
fuck
front
up.
of it.
Like-
No
Oh
problem.
yeah, his ship would
I
have
have
blown
less
up.
of a problem with that. Somebody pointed out in, I guess, Return of the Jedi, that whole scene where he falls in, the Sarlacc grabs Lando, and he's like, just like laying there slowly getting pulled in. But now the Sarlacc is like grabbing a whole entire ship and yanking it in.
Well, I also feel like
It's
that's
just
of
casually
the
pulling
time.
Lando.
You know,
I
that's the
just think
effects
it's
of the
like,
time.
hey, at least have some consistency on the power level of this.
Well, maybe he knew he didn't have to pull too hard to get
Yes.
Lando.
And then you got Han Solo blind.
Just shooting.
Yeah.
Boba Fett, where?
Boba
And he
Fett.
just hits him right.
that whole fucking
And then he lets
scene
out a
originally.
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
That's how much of a Magoo he is.
and he Wilhelms into the Sarlacc, and now we're fucking here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I really don't like that.
There you go. So there is some stuff I liked in here. I think there's stuff everybody liked in here, but what I put down was Mando and Grogu.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about
And
it.
Episode 2.
Episode
Dancing
2.
with Wolves.
Dances
with Tusken Raiders. Cad Bane was cool.
He was
and
cool.
then the other thing is, I want a Bacta tank. Can we find one of those? One of those tanks?
I think
called
we
a
can.
float tank.
They're called sleep deprivation tanks.
No, it's from
No,
it's what
no.
they have in Dragon Ball Z. It's the
no,
same.
but
exact
but
Oh,
the
yeah,
sleep,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the sleep deprivation tank is closed off. Like this one has an open window. It looks like
Wait.
you-
Are you guys talking? You're not sleep deprivation. You're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
it's-
sensory deprivation.
Sensory deprivation.
Yeah,
That's what it
sleep
is.
deprivation.
Sleep deprivation.
It's the Russian
You
sleep
will not
study all
sleep.
Also,
over
the
again.
tank heals him. It doesn't just make him float. Like you know.
Well, so at the end, that was Timothy Oliphant.
Yes.
That was in the tank,
Yes, it
right?
was.
That was Timothy
And
Oliphant. Okay.
Thundercat's gonna give him a brand new shoulder.
There we go.
Thunder shoulder.
I really didn't like that. I love Thundercat, but I hated that sequence.
Yeah. There's a lot I hated about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else before we move on to the fun stuff?
I think we hit all the cool
they-
stuff.
Are they going to do a season 2? Did they talk about anything like that?
Yeah, I think so. They said they are going to do a season
I
2.
hope
But
not.
God damn it.
And the reason that they are is because the finale of this show had more than any Disney Plus series before it. So fucking here we
Well,
are.
that's just because they just keep
Disney Plus
growing
is
in
shit.
subscribers. They just keep growing in subscribers.
That's
is
fair.
the thing. Yeah.
I would like it if we actually had Boba leave the planet, like leave Tatooine. You saved the planet, you saved the people. Go do some adventures out in space.
Yeah. Give me Bounty Hunter.
Get
again.
off
Well,
Tatooine.
I don't think
Yeah.
he's bound.
I
Get off
want
Tatooine.
Bounty Hunter.
Well, no, I think he's gonna stay as the
Daimyo.
The Daimyo.
Well,
Daimyo?
fucking have a rain. You know what? Here's a change of pace.
Love
Have
that
a
they-
goddamn rainstorm on Tatooine and grow some fucking vegetation. Okay.
Do you understand,
Be
how,
like,
do you
wow.
understand how deserts work?
Be like, wow, look
It
at
has
that.
two
Like,
sons.
be like,
No clouds
It
here.
has two
Sons
sons.
and no women.
Change. Well, you know what? Fucking get some climate change
Dude,
on that planet.
they get rainstorms, and then all the moisture farmers go out of business, and they're just like, there's now this whole subset of people who are
Yeah.
out of work.
Oh, that
But
are
there's also
unemployed.
a bustling economy now because you can live. Like, and now
I
a
wanna-
move
I
in.
wanna see
There's
the
high
plight of the
rollers.
moisture farmers.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right.
Find
So
a stapler,
let's move-
you know?
And they're like,
Let's
make
move on to a
Tatooine
good
great
TV
again.
show.
yeah, we should move on to a good TV show. Fuck Book of
Subsidize
Boba
it.
Yeah, they
Fett.
outsource all of our jobs.
Watch episode 5 and 6 if you like Mandalorian.
And 2,
If you like Mandalorian.
if you like Tusken Raiders.
Did we wait? Did we talk about the CGI Luke at all?
no,
No,
but
didn't
also
they hire a YouTuber to actually do
they
that?
did. They
Yeah.
hired the guy who made the clip from the first episode better. So they just hired him right off of YouTube, and he worked on this.
Good for that guy.
And
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
yeah.
This is the best version of that I've ever seen. Where they
100%.
put because like I didn't even notice the lines, the lighting, anything.
There were some shots when they were walking that felt a little janky to me, but
The
But
voice
overall,
was
it-
worse
Yeah.
than the first season, though. Whoever they had him voicing the first season, they should have brought that guy back. I'm also not opposed to just recasting Luke Skywalker
Yeah.
either.
just
I'm
get
not
Sebastian
against it.
Stan in
Yeah,
there.
just
Yeah,
get
get
Sebastian
Stan.
Stan.
I
That would
will
be
be
fucking
happy.
great. That'd be awesome. Speaking of Sebastian Stan, we also watched Peacemaker.
Totally Sebastian Stan.
So,
Okay.
hey, listen, I've been doing good so far, all right?
Hey Nick, throw him invisible bone here.
Get out.
Mike.
Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Thank
so,
you, Dan, for finding a way to make that work, I guess.
Peacemaker, starring John Cena,
Peacekeeper.
written and directed by James Gunn. And I gotta say, this was awesome. This is the best TV show I've watched all year.
Biggest surprise.
Yeah, true, because I thought this was gonna be garbage. And to be fair, I watched some scenes from The Suicide Squad the other night, and there was a scene where John Cena's like, Idris Elba says to him, "Nobody likes to show off," and he just goes, "Unless what you're showing off is dope as fuck." And I was like, his character is consistent
Yeah.
the whole way
Oh, yeah.
through.
I will say, I think that what John Cena did in this was better acting than The Rock has done in his entire career.
100%.
I think 100%. I mean, I know
Doesn't
they're
have
two
a
different
tenth
guys.
the charisma.
100% no, but still, as far as acting goes, this was way better than The Rock has done in his entire career.
Just from like the range of acting and
I think
emotion.
exactly.
The Rock
Like, he
should
had a
be
range of
canceled
emotions.
for Jungle Cruise alone.
Sign our petition on
So yeah. So I mean, like, we're gonna do full spoilers at this point. Like I said, if you're gonna stop listening here, just go watch Peacemaker. It's fucking awesome. And you know what's fun? It's a superhero show that there's not like, what's the fucking plot? What's gonna happen? There is literally a laugh a minute. I am cracking up every single episode. But I mean, just like I said, just out of things I just took out of my head, like you said about John Cena, he's absolutely the standout.
He's incredible.
He is charismatic and he's charming, and yet he's still kind of like bullyish and insecure about himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's also confrontational. Also, there's this weird thing where like, and James Gunn even commented on this, where John Cena just decided to make Peacemaker open to anything sexually. Yeah. So that's why like it's like there's this weird like horniness to everything he's talking about too.
Yeah.
You know, but it's also sincere. It's not like let's make fun of people with like, you know, hypersexualized kinks. Let's just make Peacemaker
it's just like
hypersexualized.
He's just a hypersexualized guy.
Yeah.
Simultaneously the most like pseudo-fascist and open to anything person in the world.
Yeah. Like that, and I mean, even like that one line in Suicide Squad where he's like, he said something like, if this beach was covered in 100 dicks and I had to eat all the dicks to keep peace, I would do it. And he goes, someone goes, why would there be 100 dicks on the beach? And he goes, I don't know. Why do madmen do what they do? I was like, it's perfect. Like this, they just took him from the movie and they put him in the show.
But even though John Cena really stood out as doing a fantastic job, all of the characters were so well developed.
They were.
Nobody felt sidelined except for Adebayo's wife. She was the only one that felt like underutilized, but everybody else.
Well, she was just a little bit of a plot device. She wasn't like a character.
See, every time we get into the conversation about the characters, because they all are really sincere, I remember a joke that someone made, and it's always made like earnestly, and there's charm to it, and the delivery is really good. Like when Adebayo says she had to call her wife, and Vigilante goes, "You have a wife?" She goes, "Yeah. We're lesbians. It's kind of what we do." And he just goes, "Oh," you know what I mean? Like it's just there's so much charm and they're blowing people's heads off at one point, but there's all these jokes the entire time. You know,
it doesn't have that like the classic like sharp wittiness. Everything is like feels based in how a real person would react. Like just slightly
right.
Like,
it's very fourth wall breaking
it's also
in that way.
It's also. It's nice, like I said, to watch a superhero show or a movie for that fact and be like, the weight of the world is not on everyone's shoulders right now. You know what I mean? Like this, although this was like a big galactic story, it was told on such a small scale. You know what I mean?
With only a small amount of people actually knowing about it.
I know. And like well, not by the end, but I mean, like the butterflies, you know, they're a great choice of villain, because one of my other notes here is that I kind of feel like this story, it juggles two plot lines pretty flawlessly, and they both center around Peacemaker as a character. One is the butterflies and him like learning to work as a team with all of them to take down the butterflies. And then the other one is the relationship between him and his father. That's really both, you know, they're both A-plots, and they both get enough time to breathe, and they get enough setup and satisfying payoff. I know the 7th episode where they fucking murder White Dragon, and Eagly is like ripping those dudes' eyes out and everything. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
It was so much fun. It was just a lot of fun.
It was also the episode where it cuts to Vigilante and Peacemaker, and his face is all cut up, and he goes, "Man, raccoons are fucking hardcore." And you just see a raccoon run by with the helmet
on it.
And I just love the guy's response was, "Yeah, that's kind of exactly what I thought would happen if someone tangled with a raccoon."
Yeah, like went up behind a raccoon and tried to grab it.
And fucking raccoons are hardcore.
Our raccoons are hardcore.
His face is all cut up. I think another standout actually is Robert Patrick.
yeah.
Because Robert Patrick was the most despicable human possible in the show, yet I loved every second he was on screen. You know how there's some characters you're like, fuck you.
Is that Vigilante?
No,
who's Robert
White Dragon.
White Dragon.
Oh,
Robert Patrick is famous for playing the T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Have you
got it.
seen this boy?
Have you seen this boy? Okay, got it.
Who else? Jennifer Holland as Harcourt. She was good too.
She was good.
I felt like the ending a little bit. They it looked like she learned to lay her own life on the line for other people. Like that was her
Learn to
character.
love.
Yeah, learn to love.
Yeah,
pretty
she
much.
opened up.
But that shot in the gut, she would have been dead on sight.
100%.
I think she was shot in the leg.
No, she
Oh,
got
I thought it was in the guts. Yeah.
Right
She
here.
was choking on her own blood.
Yeah.
I thought
at
it was
one
from the
point.
shotgun shell that like.
Oh, what are we talking about? What are we doing right now? We're talking about the end scene. Who saw the cameos coming?
Oh, that was
Oh,
awesome.
my
That was
God.
hysterical.
That was hysterical.
Well, I saw them like walking up, I was like, oh, they didn't get any of them. That's fine because they were all like silhouetted,
Yeah.
like in black. And then all of a sudden, you just hear Jason Momoa. I was like, oh shit, they actually got 2 of them. That's pretty cool.
It dawned on me that Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa have both been in HBO shows, and they're both in movies that are owned by Warner Brothers. So it was probably pretty simple.
Yeah.
To
Like,
get
just get
them,
them.
you know,
To
it'd
just
be
get
like,
them to
hey,
do it.
do you want to be on what's the most popular show right now? You know what I mean?
And literally, they just put him in front of a green screen. They weren't
Dude,
on a shot.
how
100%, yeah.
hilarious was it when he's like, "You're fucking late." He goes, "Go fuck another fish," like that. And he goes, "I fucking hate that rumor." I was like, they let Aquaman, like Jason Momoa,
Yeah.
Aquaman, say the F word.
Yep.
And then he told
Not
Flash,
a rumor.
"Go fuck yourself."
Yep.
I was like, what are we doing? Why is Aquaman not
Because-
rated R?
DCEU
baby.
doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly. So weird, I know, but like somebody pointed out on Twitter that they're like, guess we're never gonna really get a Superman cameo, huh? Because it's always gonna be like the silhouette of Henry Cavill,
Yeah, exactly.
or they
Just
did
hovering
from the
in
neck
the air.
down in Shazam, you
Yep.
know, stuff like that.
No Batman, no Cyborg.
Thank Christ.
Fine.
Just,
And well, there was a statement. James Gunn had a statement where he said that there was a reason, potential future of the DCEU, but I can't say anything about it. That's the reason why those two aren't in there.
You can't? Or
James
Gunn
Nick,
can.
Nick himself cannot disclose
penalty of
information.
law.
Don't.
Nick heard from James Gunn himself.
Yeah,
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. He liked my tweet. He did like my tweet.
that's true.
I
That's
told you
huge.
guys that one of my friends texted me and said, I saw at the top of the Twitter feed, James Gunn liked this tweet, and then it said @PNAPS. I thought my phone was glitching. She was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Casually.
Yeah, what up?
What up? What up?
What up, Jay Gunn?
Jay Gunn.
Jay Guns. I did love that consistently John Cena had like the Nile River running through his veins
he had
on his right arm.
varicose vein. popping
Yeah.
out
Oh,
there.
it was massive.
The one
It was
on the
like,
right.
Jesus. Yeah, the one on the right.
One on the right. I feel like there's more to tell, like with Peacemaker. Like they're immediately doing a season 2. This was the premiere had 44% more audience. I mean, not the premiere. The finale had 44% more audience than the premiere did. That's a show that obviously word of mouth got out. It's HBO Max like I said, most successful show. James Gunn is coming back for season 2. He's writing, directed. Everyone's coming back. They just don't have a timetable right now because James
fine.
Gunn is currently
it's
in
okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Don't rush
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
The other thing I have some trivia here, some peace and trivia. That's what I've called it. Okay, thanks
That's
for that.
long. Jeez.
That is long.
James
Jesus
Gunn
Christ.
wrote the entire first season in 8 weeks during COVID quarantine out of pure boredom, not actually believing the series would ever get picked up.
I love that so much.
Peacemaker was the template for the character of the comedian from the Watchmen movie and the comic book series, also based on DC Comics.
That's really cool.
Interesting.
That's actually very interesting.
Hold on. Go back to the first point. Can you imagine being so talented that you're like, I'm just gonna write something casual because I'm bored, and then
He's
it's
also got a lot of experience. Don't
no,
forget that. He's got
I
like
know
35
that. That's what I'm
years.
saying. The man is so damn talented
Yeah.
and experienced. He's just like, you know what? This is a side project.
The stoic faces everyone has in the opening credits represents the mind control people undergo in the series itself.
Ooh.
Interesting.
It's also supposed to be, James Gunn said it's supposed to be give you the feeling that it's supposed to get more and more depressing as the show goes on.
Also, they're doing like the whole puppet marionette
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the end of the trivia.
great. Do you
Very
know
cool.
Eagly was actually played by Eagly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that eagle was one of the best
So,
parts of the
I-
show.
At
the
That
end,
eagle
when
was
he's-
so
when
amazing.
Can we talk about-
At a bio sees Eagly hug him. I was like, this is the best part.
I saw. Well, I saw an eagle hug a man this morning, so I guess anything's possible.
How about that last fucking shot, the very last shot? You know, it's John Cena and Robert Patrick, and then Eagly drops the dead squirrel and just lands there and stares into the camera.
How about when they take Eagly, take this helmet to that roof? There's that bird. There's no way that bird fucking. Nah, dude, Eagly's a different bird. And then that's what Adebayo said the whole. I saw an eagle hug a man this morning, so anything's possible. And then when he takes it, he's actually going, and then he just slowly
Just veers to the right.
to the right. That was so great. I have some good moments, and I wrote down some of my favorite jokes. Obviously, what about when I'm fucking her? I wouldn't shut up about that line.
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
first
you were
happened.
on that one for a while.
That was, dude. That was so out of nowhere that I laughed so hard I had to pause the episode and like take off my glasses.
And the thing is, you brought that moment up to me before I had seen that episode, and then I finally got to it, and my response was, "Huh."
Shut up.
There it
No,
is.
It wasn't.
There it
Fuck
is.
you.
ruined
I
it
did
for
not
me.
laugh. I didn't laugh at it. I was
So-
like, oh, that's cool.
The dance sequence in his underwear, I think,
Yes.
is that's
That was
burned into my
amazing.
brain. How
That
great
was amazing.
that was.
The threesome with the witness.
That was
Could
hysterical.
can you guys imagine if we got caught with this 3 years ago? I would have fucking killed you both. Can't believe they made that shit legal.
Vigilante at the end of this season was so fucking funny.
I thought I was gonna hate him.
I thought I was gonna hate
Yeah.
him too. And when they're like, when he's killing everybody, like at the farm at the end, is that when it is? When he's like, he's
Yeah.
just like, he is. It is like a ballet dance.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
I love how actually adept he is, but so fucking stupid.
Well,
It's
I
such a
think
good
He's got no
balance.
social skills,
Yeah,
but
it-
he can do that perfectly.
It's so funny.
But like the
He
sarcasm
fucking
set
murders
up.
all those people at the end flawlessly. He's
Right?
using a
It's
scimitar.
dance, dude.
Yeah. I will say, and then even some of the cinematography in the shoot, like in like the fighting too, like when John Cena is then like fighting Goff or whatever at the end, like when the camera is like flipping around like
Oh,
with
yeah.
him, I was like, this is sick.
It was very cool because it was like, this is okay. This is obviously James Gunn on a TV budget, but he still found a way to be creative about it. He probably got more creative freedom and money than most other,
Yeah,
directors
for sure.
do. But I mean, like there was, I wouldn't say any of the shots in this even come close to something like the shot in the Suicide Squad where him and Rick Flag beat the shit out of each other in the helmet. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, not only just style, but that shot alone costs more than probably a whole episode
Yeah.
of this show. You know what I mean? And that's not to shit on Peacemaker. I'm just saying that's what it
No.
is. It's a TV show.
It's a TV budget.
I mean, so we're talking about Vigilante though. I've heard some rumors online that people want him to either get a show of his own or give him a movie, and I go, that's a bad idea.
Let's hit the brakes on that.
He needs to bounce off of
He's
Peacemaker.
That's the
He's a
Jack Sparrow
sidekick.
effect right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's the Jack Sparrow effect. And listen, who's the actor who plays him? I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. I didn't write their names down. That's really what it comes down to.
He was actually, I think he was recast at some point.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I'm
I
looking
can't
him
remember
up
his
right
name. But whoever that actor was did an incredible job.
now.
Freddie Stromer.
He did an
Freddie
amazing
Stromo.
job.
Freddie Stromo, phenomenal performance in the show. Amazing. I don't think he needs to change anything. He's incredible. His character can't last in his own show though.
Absolutely not.
No.
No. You'd grow tired of him
No.
so quickly.
Not even growing tired of him. The show wouldn't make sense. He's there because he wants to be around Peacemaker. He thinks Peacemaker is cool.
Yeah, he
if he
doesn't
went
do this
off
on
and
his
did his own
own.
thing and Peacemaker wasn't there, you'd
the
have to
character
change his
wouldn't
character.
make any sense. Yeah.
If you put Peacemaker in that show, then you have Book of Boba Fett. So like,
What is that from?
He was in Harry Potter.
let me see.
He was on the Quidditch team.
Wait, is
Oh, I do remember people saying that now.
oh,
Wow.
So
so he's English.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got a
So,
good American accent.
yeah.
I've also heard that they should just, if they obviously they should do more seasons of the show, but honestly, at this point, they should just give James Gunn give him $100 million or $150 million and give him an R rating and just make a Peacemaker movie with all of these characters. Like, show shit in there that you can't show on TV. You know, say and have big action sequences. Like, really go for it. You know what I mean?
Threesome sex scenes.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I think that at this point that John Cena's Peacemaker and these characters could stand up in their own like film franchise at this point. At the very least, on HBO Max, they could do something like that.
I think they could definitely stand on their own, but I feel like everything with Peacemaker is like a microcosm, and that's like a big like draw for it for me.
That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, it's like he is not doing things that are like worldwide scale. It's like this is a very niche little spot of shit.
Right.
So it's like I think like a big thing might not like lend itself to that kind of storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, like, also it could be isolated too. You could just do like the Mad Max, like all those Mad Max movies. They're like in continuity, but not. They're really just periods of his life, like where shit happened. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe you could do that too. But also, Peacemaker is very self-referential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. What'd you guys think of the fucking cow?
It was cute.
The big tooth.
Yeah.
Just one big tooth.
Big
It was.
little eyes.
Yeah.
Little bug.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
I thought the way that they killed the cat. This camera is super blurry all of a sudden now, so I can't cut to myself at all. No, my camera,
I know.
my
you
camera.
can hold your hand
Oh.
up and
Either or. I mean, I thought the cow was super creepy, but I love how they killed it. It was so cool how they killed it.
So have you guys ever seen Slither? It's James
No.
Gunn's first movie. It is a movie about an alien invasion where like a meteor, you know, hits the small town out in the Midwest. It stars Nathan Fillion, I'm pretty sure. Elizabeth Banks is in it. Either way,
You're saying a lot of things that I like.
it's a movie about alien invasion where they're worms though, and they slither into like your brain and whatever, and like they turn you into zombies, and like, you know, there's bigger mutations and other and everything. Basically what I'm saying is that this looked like he took a design, like a leftover design from Slither, and like
Dude, the process
to
of
the
the
movie.
butterflies going into people was disgusting.
It was horrifying, and I loved
yeah,
it.
it was rough.
I loved it.
yeah, we haven't even talked about like the cops yet at all. You know what I
We
mean?
haven't talked about most of the show.
Oh, and then the
Just talked about
one
the
cop.
ending and how great it was.
Well, the one cop at the end talking about like your people choose science over minor inconveniences and stuff like that. I was like, I wonder what this whole speech is referring to. But
that was the thing. I
it's
was like,
fine.
I was
Michael
like,
Rooker
you didn't
is in
have
this
to
too.
like
He's
get very like.
No, you didn't have to get that heavy-handed with
But
it.
I think what it undercut it too, because then, you know, like she had that whole speech and then it immediately got killed.
Well,
yeah.
I thought I was like.
I thought that was part of the tone. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah, that makes more sense to do that.
It's like you can say, "Hey, here's a thing that I care about," without it being too serious.
It's like
Yeah.
Bane getting murdered in Dark Knight Rises, that scene. You know how he's like in the middle of monologuing and then like your speaker system just gets blown out because Catwoman like shoots him from the door or whatever? The reason they did that like that is because ultimately when you find out that Talia al Ghul is the one pulling all the strings,
What do you
Bane
need
is
Bane
just
for?
a henchman. He doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore. So Christopher Nolan was like, we just kill him now.
He's just
like,
a red
like,
shirt.
that's-
He's
a lot
a
of
red
people
shirt
didn't
at this
read
point.
that, obviously.
he was
But that was the whole point, is that they just got rid of him.
he was basically the Mandarin.
Or I feel like that's the same kind of thing. Like that's what they're going for. Like, just shut the fuck up. That's not what we're like. We haven't mentioned this the whole time. You know what I mean? And I don't think James Gunn would try and stick that on the end. You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't see it in any of his work. You know?
See a lot of aliens crawling inside people's brains
And their butts.
and their
And their butts.
and the butt.
Mud
A lot of butts.
So yeah. Any standouts before we switch over to something
Speaking of
more
mud
fun?
butt, let's talk about Uncharted.
Yeah, anything else?
I'm trying to think. I mean, it was just really good.
It's
Just really good all
just
around.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch the whole thing.
Just super entertaining all the way around.
all right. Let's talk about Uncharted.
Speaking of not entertaining,
Yeah. So I'm just.
Can we go around and just get everybody's just
Yeah.
initial reaction?
oh, just initial
I think-
scores.
Well, I mean, like, I just kind of like the feeling that I invoked like when watching Uncharted is not hatred, it's disappointment for me. I think is
Danny.
The way my biggest thing is that when I went to go see it in theaters, the movie theater was silent the entire time. I didn't hear anybody laugh. No one wooing. No nothing. The theater was completely silent.
Was it a full theater?
It was probably half filled.
Nope,
half
mine
filled.
was full, and now I'm thinking about it. No noise.
No noise. No one even chuckling.
I went with the fan crowd, so everybody got excited when they saw Nolan North, and that was
That was
pretty much it.
the
was
only
cool,
point where
yeah.
people were like, "Oh, look, it's him."
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Really?
Really?
What?
I didn't
Whoa.
play any of the games, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Neither did I.
I haven't played the games either, and I thought that was like
I didn't love it, but I thought it was a fun movie.
You need to actually
And I
play
had
the
a good
games.
time.
Like, you need to stop building websites one night and sit down and like make an
Well,
Uncharted night for the
Hey
next
man,
6
we got
months.
Rust Month coming up soon.
Rust Month.
That's true. I can play
Switch
it now.
over to Uncharted.
dude, I don't
God
like
damn it.
I felt it was like if you tried to make an Indiana Jones movie on like a $15 million budget.
Okay, so this goes back to what I was saying before about adaptations. Remember how we were?
Yeah.
Okay,
I've been waiting
so
eagerly.
here's
Please.
my deal, man. Why are you getting a lighter?
Light
I
that
think
shit, Nick.
personally, I am beyond the point of like I don't care if it's a direct adaptation of the material. What I care about when you're adapting material from one medium to another is that you at least keep the key characteristics of whatever you're adapting, like the point, you know, and the spirit of whatever
Yeah.
you're adapting. This misses that mark every step of the way. It's almost like they made another movie and just called this Uncharted. There's no fucking way the guy who wrote this movie or directed it, produced top to bottom, there's no fucking way
So-
they played an Uncharted game and was like, yeah, this will be our Uncharted movie.
In the simplest terms, what is the spirit that's missing from the movie that was part of the game?
First of all, fun is a big fucking issue that I had. This movie is boring as tits. Even when shit gets going, like I thought like the one original idea it has, which is the Magellan ships being flown around by helicopters, was like being edged the entire time. It never gets there.
Yeah.
It never like the material never gets elevated. It's just like we're just watching.
we're just flying ships.
I wasn't
Yeah.
like
I think
if
it would
I
be
cared
nice-
about Nate and Sully and this shit was going down, to be like, oh my, how are they gonna get out of this?
I think the thing that it's missing for me now looking at it is it never has that almost like Spielberg moment, that moment of like wonder and awe.
Yeah.
It's just everything is just driving
Well,
action or dialogue.
That's
scenes.
actually another big point I have is that like National Treasure sucks. It is a horrible movie.
I'm done here.
but
That's it, guys.
I
Sorry.
love
Shut
I'm
it
off
down.
the show.
Shut it down.
Off the show.
but I love
Just right
National
back on
Treasure because the treasure hunting
It's
is
fun.
It's
fun.
fun. It's fun.
I
As
didn't
is-
give a single fuck about any of the treasure hunting in this movie. And not only that, the treasure hunting was so stupid.
It was
It was
dumb.
like you're telling. It was one of those things where it's like, here's the secret tomb that people can't hide for
It's
hundreds
under
of
a
years.
fucking grate under a fountain under a Papa John's.
exactly.
And the Papa John's built like a glass over the key. Like why is that key still like encased in
so-
glass or the keyhole?
To me, that whole sequence was I don't even
Comedic.
know. Were they in Spain at that point?
Barcelona.
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 Which, hold on, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but this fucking
you do.
matters. I have played every Uncharted game.
Where
You
are
know
they in
where Uncharted
Barcelona?
games don't fucking take place? Manhattan, Chicago, Barcelona. They take place in countries I can't even say the fucking name of. They make up shit on the world, and that's where they go. This place, they're like, all
Wakanda.
right, well, Mark
Wakanda.
Wahlberg is promoting Wahlburgers in Manhattan this week, so we're gonna write it around there, and then he's gonna meet up with his brother Donnie in Barcelona over here because they're opening one up over here,
He's gotta
and I
get
think
fat
Tom is
for the
gonna be
new-
on a yacht with Zendaya, so we'll write the story over here, and the director's taking a shit up here. Like, that's how they wrote this movie. They wrote it around people's schedules. There's no other way that they had, like, it doesn't look like anyone broke a sweat while making this movie. I'm sorry, it
Maybe
doesn't
Mark
look like
Wahlberg.
that. No, he didn't. I mean, he probably just sweats because he's a sweaty.
He's a big man.
So, why no mustache? Where did the mustache go?
Did you stay for the post credits?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No. I
Nick,
knew
you'll
that there was
enjoy
a
the
post
thumbnail.
credits, but because the movie sucks so bad, I was not sticking around.
He's got
There's
a-
no way
I-
I was sticking around
Well,
for a
it's just
post credits.
The post credits scene is so not a secret
It's
that
not.
it's literally on our website.
Well, I mean,
right now.
I saw the trailer, and I figured it was going to happen at some point, maybe 3/4 of the way through the movie.
no.
I didn't
No.
realize it was going to be that's your little.
That's because
Yeah.
it's because like what Pat said, he had to grow a mustache for another movie. So let's put this in that way. Like
Okay, the other thing I want to talk about, because I do
Wait,
have actual
the
notes.
I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
For
Fat Priest or whatever.
Yeah, bad guy goes good.
priest.
Let's talk about the
Porno Mark Wahlberg becomes a fat priest.
Moonface priest.
let's talk about that was fucking wild. Yeah, that movie. I want to see
With
what's
Mel Gibson.
Father
Father
Stew.
Stew.
Mel Gibson, yeah.
Father
Father
Stew.
Stew.
Well, I'm assuming this is
See, you
Passion
didn't
of
see
the
it.
Christ
You didn't-
Part 2.
Yeah.
Part
Passion
two.
of the Christ Part 2. Father Stew.
Passion of the Stew.
Passion
Oh,
of
God.
you're gonna feel this passion.
Yeah, when I was looking
Passion
at
of go fuck your mother.
when I was
Alright, so-
writing that article on like actors who were gonna be in Marvel, I took this one out because there wasn't really a lot about it, but Mel Gibson was gonna be Odin, and then it just led me down this whole thing, just like seeing all the weirdly ultra conservative and religious statements that Mel Gibson has ever said.
Oh, yeah.
and it was just like, holy shit! I never knew this part of his career.
What's
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny is that I
He's a
I
known
fell down.
anti-Semite.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
I mean,
I fell down the same rabbit hole after seeing that TikTok of the guy going up to him as he's changing his tire. I then went up. I'll show it to you later, Nick. I went up and I just read. He said a lot of homophobic, anti-Semitic, and just racist stuff in
Yeah.
his career.
Yeah, he's fucking wild. That
but I
guy.
didn't know
He's a
how
crazy
ultra
guy.
He's also-
religious he
He's
was.
also Australian.
Yeah,
Um.
he's probably friends with
Okay.
Rupert Murdoch.
So,
End of the show.
performances across the board.
No,
Performances across the board. Tom Holland's doing okay.
He's fine.
Mark Wahlberg is like he stepped right out of the happening.
Yep.
I
He stepped right out of the happening right into Uncharted.
It's Mark
I
Wahlberg.
liked them together.
Okay,
They were funny together.
I liked
but
their chemistry.
My favorite part about the acting in it was when Tom Holland is like running around doing stunts and he's like, shit, fuck. And I was like, I want Spider-Man to say that.
Yeah, and then
so-
fucking Mark Wahlberg, he's like, I got a bad leg. I can't be running around up here.
So
Climbs a fucking rope to a helicopter. Like,
Danny's
Also,
fiance
Helicopter
actually-
has an autopilot button.
that's every helicopter in every movie. I pointed that out too.
also
But,
helicopters can hold a ship.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
It was
those
a cargo
ones specifically
helicopter.
designed to.
Danny's
No,
fiance
no.
even said to me last
Katie,
night
friend
after
of the
they
show.
saw the
Friend
movie,
of the
they were like, she said the pacing in that movie was so fucking bad. Like even I noticed. I was like, oh my god, this is awful.
Yeah.
like I can't. Like it just.
Katie
it
was-
starts. It stops. It starts. It stops. It stops. It stops. It stops. It starts. Like
Katie wouldn't stop leaning over to me, just saying, "This is so bad.
Yeah.
This is so bad." And I'm just like,
and
I
Liz was
know
like,
it's
I'm having a
horrible.
lot of fun. I was like, if this was like dumb fun, yeah,
See,
but
me
it's
and
not
Liz
like we
saw the
even
same
thought
movie.
about
Okay,
the
no,
same thing.
I go back to what you said, Nick, where there was like no wonder moment. I felt it never got above like a 4 in energy
Out of 10?
out of 10.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's a good point.
That was like, even like with the old Spielberg, like there were no big like wonder shots.
There
was
should be a
nothing-
moment where we take a big, deep breath.
Also,
Yeah, there was no setup to be like anything. Like everything felt very claustrophobic.
also, remember what I'm saying. Remember what I said about adaptations, about like the spirit.
no, I know.
Okay. However, in this case,
Hello.
Uncharted is already a movie in a video game.
Yeah.
It was all there for them. Just make it live action. That's
Also-
all I needed. I didn't need this weird if it's not Nate and Sully as seasoned treasure hunters, then it's not fucking Uncharted. So why?
or if
Who's
you
this
wanna-
want and like what the fuck?
You
Why-
want to call
like,
it a prequel or something
but
like that?
why did they get Tom Holland? I thought, okay, I get what they're doing. They're setting it up so he can be doing this franchise for a
Several,
while.
yeah.
And they're getting a young guy, and they can do the flashback scene with Sam. And then they get a younger actor to play even younger.
Okay.
Nate.
Baby Tom Holland.
So, all right. So the scene that you saw with
That was the worst part of the whole movie.
the young
Yeah, the
okay.
flashback.
So in the third and fourth game, I'm pretty sure, there is a sequence where you play as young Nate and young Sam, and you guys are in the orphanage, right? That scene alone, those scenes struck such a chord with players that it struck such a big chord with players that they wanted, Sony immediately in 2017 cast Tom Holland as Nathan Drake because he was hot off Civil War and Spider-Man, and said that they were going to do movies based around that time period in his life. However, puberty is a thing, and he was already 19. Now he's 25. So, Nate is 31 in Drake's Fortune, the first game. Sully is 56. Mark Wahlberg, I'm pretty sure, is 49, and he's in shape. He keeps himself. Sully's kind of like a baggier guy.
Have
and
you seen Father Stu?
Smokes fucking
Yeah, he is like a grizzled sea captain kind of dude.
Smokes cigars and has white hair and everything. And that's what I want to see in an Uncharted. I'm not interested in you. If you're going to make a show about a video game, right, and you're going to explore the whole world, awesome. If you're going to make a movie, though, I want to see as good of an adaptation of that material as you can make, especially from a video game that was already a fucking movie in a video game.
Yeah.
Especially for the first movie. If you want to do stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Start right
Get
there.
people in the door.
but that's the thing. It's like you said, in the later Uncharted games, the orphanage thing was an impactful because you already had characters
Right.
established.
But it's also so in Uncharted 1 and 2, right? It's just the first one is you start off, you're already treasure hunters, and you're in a gunfight in the first fucking whatever.
Right.
And in between that, they take time to build story. They didn't even mention Elena, and Elena's the original love interest. They end up getting together in the canon and shit like that. Either way, we didn't mention Chloe. Chloe's casting, Sophia, is it Ali or Ali? I think her name is.
How's it spelled?
Sophia.
I think it's Ali, Sophia Ali. Either way, though, I think she looks like Chloe, but the writing of the character, not Chloe. It's not how Chloe is in the games at all. Chloe and Nate are already supposed to have had a relationship.
I think it's Ali.
yeah.
Is it Ali?
Ali.
Well,
Ali.
Again, this goes back to the same thing. It's where do you want to put the story in this universe? You're picking parts of it where it should be and placing different things for this movie.
Right.
It feels like it was just
Well,
chopped
that's what
up.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Sony does that. You know what I mean? Sony loves to just, we'll take this, we'll take that. That doesn't matter. They're doing
Right,
it with Morbius too.
Yeah, the whole cargo thing, that's from Uncharted 3.
All right, so one of the things
and
I
know
put
that's
that was
a little-
three.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of the things I
Okay.
put in my review is that those sequences of where they are just mimicking the stuff from the games is just reminders of better times I've had with those sequences, because the reason those sequences are so impactful is because we've built up to them. No Uncharted game started with Nate hanging off the end of the fucking plane. You know what I mean? We built up to that in the story.
One started with him on a train.
On the boat. No, 2 started with him on the train.
That's
And
what I meant. One of them. But
Oh,
2
right.
started on the train.
2
yeah.
started on the train, but the difference is that we already knew Nate at that point, and we knew
So
Nate
now we're
gets
already
himself into some shit.
Typical Nate.
Yeah,
just
and
tippy Nate. Just
I
doing
feel
this
like that
shit.
was a tip of the hat to the way 2 starts, because you know how it's this weird, he's just kind of floating type of deal.
Yeah.
It looks the same way in the beginning of Uncharted 2, where it looks like he's just sitting upright on a train, and then it finds out, you're hanging off a cliff and everything. But it's just seeing that, having already played the first game, you're like, God damn, what did fucking Nate get himself into this time? Where this one, it's just this dude he's unconscious, hanging off the back of a plane. How did any of this get here? What makes this special? What are the stakes? You know, like what are we after?
It felt like one of those like trailers. Well, the first 5 seconds is trailer starting now, and then the trailer happens. It's like just snip that.
Yeah, you can just start it.
I have a question for Nick, since you did enjoy it. What did you think of like the villains? Like,
I didn't really understand what. I liked Antonio Banderas.
Nasonex.
That's the cleanest throat cut I've ever seen in my life.
with no blood
no
anywhere, you're not shooting out. Like,
I couldn't even tell you the name.
It was like a surface
of
scratch.
the main villain.
the girl.
Yeah. What's her name?
I know her actual name, Tati Gabrielle, I think her name
So
is.
I didn't really understand what her motivations were other than power.
She
and
is
money.
the only truly bad performer in the movie, I think.
I didn't
And
know
why
she-
all of a
she
sudden-
wasn't given much to work
That's
with.
I mean, ultimately, yeah. But I mean, like, there's also this one part where she puts Mark Wahlberg in a headlock and she's like, "Did you miss this, Sully?"
Yeah,
It's
when
like,
he's
okay,
in her
I don't know
legs.
how
were they in a relationship?
like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yes.
fearful of you? And like, are you like in the middle of life and death right now? You're basically like Mrs. Pussy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, I
that's
mean, it's
basically
like a
what you're
very
doing.
like the bluesy.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like-
in the tradition of a James Bond or a
Right.
Indiana Jones.
I get that, but it's also like that's not Uncharted. Like that would like in Uncharted.
But
For
for
instance,
me,
I don't want to be the
Does
fucking
that mean that
Uncharted
they were
nerd,
in a
but-
relationship?
Well,
that's weird.
Yeah.
They talk about it when they're at the gala. And
She's
at the
Yeah.
auction
she's
house.
25 and he's 50. Like what
Like,
the fuck?
I don't want to
Great
come
point.
off like the Uncharted stan right now.
You are.
I am, and that's because I'm surrounding myself with people who are not familiar with Uncharted like I am. But I really think that like in this instance, you had it all there for you, and they just missed the mark over and over. I mean, like, even if you wanted to do this, right? If this was good, like it was well written and they took their time and the sequences were fun, most importantly, if the treasure hunting was interesting, I don't even know what they were
Treasure
looking
hunting was
for.
the smallest
Yeah.
part of
And
the
also,
movie.
like, how about the part where like they get to the treasure and it's not these mountains of gold. They just kick over this barrel.
This barrel
and it
filled
looks
with
like
gold.
styrofoam
With false
spray painted
tops.
yellow.
Yeah.
And it's just like, look at all this gold we
Goonies
found.
did that 20 plus years ago and did it infinitely better. Of like finding, the pirate ship.
It's
At
just
least,
like,
like,
when they
in-
found the treasure, I was like, I felt nothing.
yeah.
And in National Treasure, where they find the treasure, and it's this big fucking treasure room, and
Yeah.
you're in awe at the
Sweeping.
whole
And
thing.
there's an
Especially the
amazing
fact-
joke where one of the characters is crying because you think he's like, we finally found the
Yeah.
treasure. And they're like, are you crying, Riley? And he goes, no, look,
A
stairs. so they can
Stairs.
get out. Like, it's well constructed. Well, like, that is not even like,
I know.
maybe National Treasure is not as bad as it
There we
is.
go.
It's-
We're back,
It's such a
baby.
good movie. I love National Treasure so much.
Are you thinking of the second one? Where's the
they-
one where
second one's
they
bad.
flood Mount Rushmore? Is it the second one?
That's the second one. That's bad.
So they also made such a big point about it being the biggest treasure ever and like the most. It's like, okay, here's some barrels, and I get it. Like maybe there's a lot of barrels on both ships, but just visually storytelling, it was not.
I mean,
a good,
they are also, they then say like the ships themselves are also
Yeah.
worth
Yeah,
like
okay,
a couple
like-
billion, but like that's
yeah.
like I don't know who's the buyer of that ship, like who are you selling that to for that much billion? But
Oligarchs, Russian oligarchs.
probably
a good-
Putin.
such a great point. Always the Russian oligarchs.
And I mean, like, I don't think who you sell. I don't think like who you sell the treasure to. I don't think that really matters in the scope of the story. It's just building up the legend of the treasure. Like there was no guys in sand in a prologue in the beginning riding on camels or like dudes on ships with funny hats swabbing the poop deck.
You want more
Like,
desert now?
There was none of like, but I'm just saying there was no guy telling a story like long ago there was a fucking ship and Magellan actually died and his, you know what I mean? It's just
Also,
like
I feel
Tom
like-
Holland's
No, no,
like,
no,
oh,
Tom
here's
Holland-
this map and the, you know what
Tom
I mean?
Holland
Like,
saw that map when he was a kid,
yeah,
and it said Magellan,
so-
and there you go.
I'd like to steal that map.
And
I
that-
also feel like the captain of the ship changed like 8 times throughout. I kept forgetting who the captain of the original ship was that they were talking about because
And,
they
like-
kept recorrecting themselves.
and like it's just like
What?
they go to like the fucking beach resort too at one point,
Well,
and he gives her the wrong coordinates.
Yeah.
That was a little
It
smart.
just, again, every emotional element of this was not set up and played out.
I liked that the treasure room was underneath the Papa John's and that rave club, because to
you
me,
don't mean this.
it means that that church was there a long time ago, and everything else was put up around it, and like little did they know underneath them was this secret treasure room. And
when they were figuring
it's
out how to
also like
foundationally architecturally
But
build
it's
the
also
building.
like
It's
nobody
not like-
checked the manhole cover
That's what
in
I'm saying.
over
it's not like
600
they were
years.
it's not like they were city planners here. This like this is like an old ancient village.
no.
Dude,
no. I liked it.
You're definitely getting permits,
You're
and you're gonna
telling
have to
me-
re-level the land.
No,
you
no.
have to run new
You're
sewer
telling me the
lines.
fountain
If
outside-
you
Pat, have you ever been to
build-
Europe?
Have I ever been to Europe?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Well,
been
the
to Europe.
cities are different over there.
I get that, dude.
They
but
weren't
a Papa
built
John's still
200
needs
years
a
ago.
fucking bathroom.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
people still need to shit in the Papa John's, Nick.
You're telling me the fountain never got shut off?
You're telling
and
me the
that
fountain never
they didn't-
clogged?
They didn't go underneath it to clear a pipe, and then they're like, "What the fuck is
Who
this
put
room?"
the pipe in?
Mike,
Who put the pipe in?
I also want to know why
I'm-
is there a club in the middle of a church,
No,
like
that-
underneath
that's
the
like-
church as
the
well.
tunnels
So,
moved around
all of a sudden-
under the streets.
there are things that are like like underground raves and clubs in like all of the catacombs over in a lot of
Yeah.
like different countries in Europe.
Danny.
Good God!
But
All right, Nick.
God damn
So,
it, I wish I was
I
still
worked-
in my early 20s.
I
I'd
worked-
run through those clubs now.
I worked public works before.
yeah,
You see some weird shit, you're like, not my problem.
yeah, but
Okay, yeah, but some weird shit is different than an
Also-
underground
hold on.
treasure trove.
Hold on. Also,
No,
in
no, no.
Europe, they're super focused on like the archaeological digs and everything because it's been built on shit that's been there for thousands
Well,
of
this
years.
is now underneath businesses that are running.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Like
Yeah,
every
it does, Mike.
the whole
Yeah, it
thing, no,
does.
the whole
They're
thing
not
is-
going to shut down the Papa
They
John's just
will.
because you want to dig a hole.
Listen, all in Rome they cannot build. In Italy, they cannot continually build subway systems because they're frequently running into like old monuments of shit. This is a common
This
thing.
is Barcelona. They don't have cool
old
shit.
world humans were just a bunch of pack rats. We'd get a bunch of stuff and we'd bury it.
Bury it in salt. Like,
Yeah, Nick.
Shove it just right back up your ass.
Well, sorry for having a different opinion.
How dare
would,
you?
would you recommend going to see the movie?
Fuck
No.
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 If you didn't play the games, go see it.
I didn't play them, and I don't want to see it.
You guys are pessimists.
I didn't play the game, and I don't like this movie.
I'm glad you did.
It's
enjoy it.
bad.
I went into it expecting to hate it.
I mean, yeah,
I
I
did-
will
I did
say.
too.
Maybe
and
it was
I-
my low
I'm
expectations.
glad that someone here actually did like it, though. I am glad that
It's-
someone
this
actually
is
found
fucking-
something to like in the
This
movie.
is absolutely
I
stunning.
would
This did
gi-
not go
Pat,
how I
I'm
thought
not
it
saying I would
would.
give it a great. I'm not going to give it a great score. I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay.
Seven, maybe.
That's I gave it a 4.
I give it a 4.
Yeah, probably 4.
Yeah, 4 for me. So I do have some. I have some.
Pat facts.
So I have some charted trivia.
Yeah.
So first of all, box office opening weekend. It's gonna do 55 million,
And it's
probably.
gonna get a sequel.
in between 50 to 55 million, and this is definitely gonna get a sequel.
Absolutely.
By the end of the 4-day weekend, it's probably going to make 125, 130 million worldwide. That's already its budget. So next weekend, everything's all profit.
Was Tom Holland doing a weird thing with his face in the movie where it's
Where
like,
it's like a little bit chubby cheeky.
yeah, he was like
They said
pushing it out
they said he might have had dental work, and
Oh.
Yeah, it
Uh,
for
looked
the
like-
movie or
and-
for some other thing.
I think he might have just had his wisdom teeth out or
It was
something.
looking like
Oh,
he
he's
was
such a
biting the
baby.
inside of his cheeks.
And
like,
it might be like either way though. That's why they gave him gum in some scenes to make
Yeah.
it look like he was.
oh.
Yeah. So that's just the rumor, unconfirmed. That's what I've heard. Either way, box office opening weekend, 50 million. This was shot before Spider-Man No Way Home was shot. Which, I mean,
He's still jacked in it.
yeah, and they decided they definitely
Those gutters.
watched-
He had some
Oh,
gutters.
yeah.
They definitely watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and they watched this, and they were like, "We're gonna put out Spider-Man before we put this out because this will ruin Tom Holland's reputation."
100%.
That.
I think the other what was the other thing too? Originally, it's funny that with like this movie would have come out like probably in the summer and it would make way more fucking money, right? But because COVID still pushed everything back, and you think about it, and remember we had 4 Marvel movies last year because they had to cram all of 2020 in there too. Spider-Man was originally supposed to come out in July 2021. So was Batman.
Oh.
They were supposed to come out, I think like one was supposed to be in the beginning of the month
Yeah.
and one was supposed to be the end of the month. And normally what happens is summer movie season is like late April, last weekend of April, or
Yep.
first week of May,
First week in May.
all the way to the last week of June or like first week of August. That's usually how it works. And like the last 3 weeks of summer, it's always like dead at work. Everyone
Yep.
takes vacations. Like
hot
that's-
as fuck.
It's hot as fuck. No one goes out. There's no like YouTube creators like are putting out consistent videos. Like those 3 weeks media
Yeah,
is just we're
August.
fucking off.
We're off
Shut
on vacation.
up. Watch something else. So the fact that this could have been like a summer movie like in May that also had Spider-Man and the Batman in it is fucking wild. You know what I mean? Just the way the schedule is lined up.
We got the worst timeline.
I also felt like the marketing for
It
this
definitely
movie,
could be worse.
There was like the marketing for this was horrible.
Oh yeah, I mean it's pretty awful. Like they by the time when I kept seeing the plane sequence and and it wasn't like when trailers start out with the big boom, I always feel like that's a bad sign. If you creep in and you show like little scenes of like the characters or like
Just the
the
tip.
story points, yeah, just the tip, and then you leave off with I don't know, a car chase in the rain that ends up with Batman walking upside down towards the car wreck, I'd say that's indicative of a good trailer and a great fucking movie. The movies that are just like, we're making jokes and here's all of our set pieces, is just like, they know this is
Here's
not going to
every
do
good
well.
thing you're gonna
yeah.
see.
Yep.
Yeah. Like that's kind of my point, is that like I feel like this was indicative. Like the writing was on the walls. And because I like Uncharted, I was hoping it wouldn't be this way.
How many times have I seen the Morbius trailer at this point?
Oh my God, I need it to stop.
So much
One
that
of
they've
the
rebranded
makers
it
of
with
Spider-Man.
They've rebranded it twice. So
I'm ready for that movie to go away.
you got 2 more months of trailers.
That's gonna flop so fucking.
And you're
hard.
gonna
I'm
see it again
excited.
before Batman.
It's true. The other thing was this is the first Sony PlayStation Productions
Dude,
film.
I loved the like the production card for
the
it.
title card. Yeah.
That was so cool.
And the little Naughty Dog sticker when he
Yeah.
opened up his little briefcase there.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was another sticker on there that I noticed.
oh, I only noticed the Naughty
I
Dog
saw
one.
another one. I can't.
Oh, there was
remember.
an Abby Fathead on the wall somewhere.
Happy Fathead.
You know, Supreme sticker.
says,
on
"Do
Oh,
there.
the
you-
Supreme
It
sticker, yeah.
says, "Do you miss me? R/Last of Us Part 2." Gigantor misses you. Anyway, yeah, this sucks. 4 out of 10. Don't watch this.
This was
Don't-
an average action
I-
movie. This is like when, like, I think it's like when a president first leaves office and everybody's like, he's gonna be remembered as the worst president of all,
What
or
a
like the best
wild
president of all time.
comparison.
And then you like 25 years later, it's like, did an okay job.
No.
Wasn't terrible.
No,
wasn't
dude,
great.
Okay, have you seen
Right down
have
the
you
fucking
seen
middle.
Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
Okay, I would consider
Is
that.
that Channing Tatum?
No. That is
that
not,
the other
you're
one?
thinking of White House Down.
Okay.
That is too. That's a good argument too, as well. Actually, you could take both. I think both of those movies are better than this, and those I would call middle of the road action movies, where like you can put it on and at least enjoy it. Where Uncharted, I was actively frustrated with the entire time.
But I
What
think
about-
it's just your perspective as a.
National Treasure's a better action movie.
Yeah. And a better treasure hunting movie, hands down. But what about Triple X State of the Union?
I saw
Where'd
that
you
for
put that in?
I took friends out to that for a birthday.
10.
So you know
Top
it's
10.
you know when he hides in the fridge and microwaves the raw meat. Okay, doesn't get any. Oh, I used to think, damn, that's so genius. And then when you think like, how would he get all the meat into the tub?
How'd it get
burned?
How would he get back downstairs and clear out the fridge? Was it only raw meat in that fridge?
I have so many questions.
Where'd he put everything else where it wouldn't
I
just
don't
be
know
out
anything
on the
about this
floor
movie, but
for them to
I'm
be
very
like,
confused.
we should check
haven't
the
seen it
fridge. All right, clip of the week.
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
I have the Batman. Dan, 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 dan. It's like so good. It's stuck in my head right now
Oh, from the trailer?
from the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy,
this guy
is this a
about
Dubai
to get
dandy?
something stuck in his head,
A
and it's not the
Dubai-
Batman theme.
A Dubai dandy.
All right, we ready, boys?
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Okay. For those who are just listening, this takes place exactly where it sounds like it does.
Oh.
God damn it! Pat, I knew when I saw him running on the street that this is what would happen.
I found a
my
way
God.
worse. Like this one is voluntary though. Like he knew the risk.
Yeah, he's trying to jump over.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you saw someone where it was an accident.
I saw it where there was a guy just in the road screaming indiscriminately, and he got
Jesus
hit by a
Christ.
car.
Oh my God.
People don't realize, like, cars don't seem that tall, but you think you can jump that high?
Also,
like, they
25
gotta-
miles an hour is fast.
And you need to
It's
be in
very
the air
fast.
for a
And they
long
also,
time.
like, why not
it's
get
not
a-
just your peak.
Yeah.
Like, you need to clear that.
Yeah, you need to hover for a little while. But that is, and also I will say that's like a hybrid almost. You want like a low sedan.
Right.
Here's where he knows
doesn't
it's
get
going wrong.
anywhere close.
Right here.
Yeah, yeah, that looks like he's taking a step, not
Yep.
jumping.
Like,
Oh, God.
damn
That
it.
glass dent.
Like,
And the flip.
He
How
full on
does he
flips.
does? How many times does
what
he
is
flip?
what is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. We'll see him get hit again, and then we'll pause.
1, 2.
Is that
Looks like one
what
and a
is
half.
that on the
I think
ground?
that's part of the car.
Yeah,
Was
that's
that
part of the car.
Was there, okay, there's like a thing.
That's
on the,
his. That's his shoe.
I think
There's a visor or
Yeah.
something on the
Yeah.
top of the car.
not anymore.
Oh, was he gonna like pick up the visor?
No,
No.
like it was like a part of the car.
It's
It's
like
like,
a-
it's like the rain guard kind of
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
or like the
like
UV
look at the
blocker.
plastic
Yeah.
that falls off the top.
There's a lot of plastic falling off. But okay.
I love that they waited until like golden hour to film this. Too. Like this was very deliberate.
See,
in all
look,
of
look,
it.
look, look at the piece of plastic. So, it might be a piece of glass. Look,
No,
he hits it, and look, it comes right off the glass right here, and look at it.
I think it's just part of the plastic at the top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
It's just a.
What? Wait, hold on.
There's a
What
lot
are
of
the- what
plastic
are,
flying.
What are the people's reactions to it?
Let's listen.
I hear clapping.
They are calm.
Sounds like
they are calm.
Sounds like
They-
an
they
Uncharted
knew it was
audience.
coming.
Sounds like these guys just watched Uncharted.
Yeah, really.
They're numb
that's
to pain.
That's more
Oof,
enthusiasm
that
than
is
Uncharted.
that's never looks good right there, huh?
what's crazy though, like the amount of
that
damage he does
sound.
to the car is
He
the
really
most
does.
astonishing part.
Well, you gotta remember, we're like over 200 pounds.
Also, cars
You know,
on
if we're
impact
in the air-
are made to break.
Yeah,
yeah, you know,
so are people.
Well, no.
cars in like 1970. Help.
Oh,
Help.
yeah, he would have been eviscerated by
Cars
like a
in 1970,
car.
in the 1950s, 1970s, when they got into an accident, the car would be fine. You would probably be fucked.
You would be a bloody pulp.
Well,
Yeah.
No.
Now though, cars are designed to just crumple like paper and you
take
be
the
safe.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They're designed to
cars back
absorb
then
the
didn't
damage.
have like the points of like structural failure.
Yeah.
So it would just impact in.
Yeah.
Like the whole rest of the body would be fine. Like now cars are, it's like we're going to break in spots that aren't going to crush you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's designed to absorb some of the damage from impact rather than you absorbing all
Right.
of it.
Sounds like this guy just absorbed most of the impact.
Oh, God.
Right here.
Look at the window, too. Look at that window.
He also got dressed up for this. He's
Dude,
got a
the
cool outfit.
windshield wipers are fucked.
That's
The
what's fucked
wipers?
bad.
The wipers are fucked. You're never going to be able to get that clean again.
He's so determined.
Look
He's so determined.
I think he already look. He even put a nice watch on. Look at that. He knows.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's that jump.
Yeah,
It's the
that
pre-jump
jump.
that he
He's like,
had.
I'm not gonna make it.
He's not bouncing off anything, and that's the problem.
no,
is
he
that
just
he
cut
killed all
all
his
of it,
momentum
yeah.
right there, where he really should have ran, and then leaped with 1 foot out. You know what I mean? I'm not
Put
an
your
athlete.
foot on the hood of the
Put
car.
your
You
foot
know what?
on the
Let's-
hood
here, hold
and
on.
tear your MCL.
We're gonna go
Let's
try
get
this.
out
We're
there,
gonna try this
actually.
after
Yeah,
we
all
get
right.
Yeah,
done
we'll
with
see you
camera.
guys later.
You
We're
got
gonna
the
get
Subaru?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's fucked
Do it
up.
with your Jeep.
one more time in
Yeah,
full.
we'll do it one more time, and then we'll call it a night.
Well, now we're gonna go out and do it. Night's not over, baby.
Burke, it's 10 p.m.
Do you know where your children are?
God,
Woof.
Jesus.
I have another fun one to show you guys. I can't show you on air. 'Cause
Let's
it's
do
so
it.
bad.
Shut the show down, Dan.
Yeah. So we will see you guys next week. Someone just texted me about Russia invading Ukraine.
Did it happen?
It just happened.
No, it didn't happen. We'll see you guys next week.
Maybe.
Yeah.